safer. A total of 13 high-ranking officers were placed on administrative leave amid the investigation. This marks the first retirement that we know of so far.
7 News' Scott Thuman. Wright has denied any wrongdoing. Taylor Thomas, a woman who received $68,000 in Prince George's County grant money for her nonprofit, is being investigated for stealing much of that money.
When they say they're going to do something specific, like give money to kids for scholarship, you believe them.
County Council member Jolene Ivey says the misuse of tax dollars comes at a cost.
We shouldn't be putting ourselves in the position where the public has got reason to question us. 99.9% of the time, we really are funding organizations that are doing great work.
Thomas also failed to disclose that she's a county employee with potential conflicts of interest.
7 News' Christian Flores. Thomas has been suspended from her job in the county sheriff's office. Loudoun County School Board considering revisions to the student dress code, among them a ban on wearing pajamas to class.
Board member Carrie LaBelle says the schools strive to help students prepare to join the workforce, but they often lack awareness of what's appropriate to wear to interviews, to work, and to school.
We have students that are wearing pajamas, slippers, and dragging a blanket around with them.
But school administration head Dana Scanlon says it's complicated.
Many pajama bottoms maybe are more appropriate for school in some ways than other bottoms that are permitted.
The compromise? PJs are okay if they otherwise fit the rules on tops and bottoms. Matt Coates on WMAL and WMAL.com.
We'll find out this afternoon exactly who the Montgomery County School Superintendent plans to lay off amid a constrained budget.
How many people we employ as a school system and how much we pay them. Those are our two main choices for looking at reductions.
Dr. Thomas Taylor planning accordingly as he sets to do with $36 million less than was requested for the school budget. His recommendations today could cut positions by the hundreds, though his goals include keeping the reductions as far away from the classroom as possible. Though Taylor acknowledged this will impact students and families. Of the process, one union leader tells 7 News.
All the people who keep our schools running are still not completely out of the woods.
Selling on WMAL and WMAL.com.
A Maryland man accused of shooting and killing a passenger in his car is due in court today.
Quadruple amputee Dayton Weber is expected to appear in a Charles County courtroom. Today, Weber is set to have a discovery status hearing. The 27-year-old professional cornhole player is facing multiple charges, including first-degree murder and the shooting death of 27-year-old Bradrick Wells. Back in March, police say Weber shot Wells after a heated argument. Weber claims he acted in self-defense. He's being held without bond.
7 News' John Rogers. Anyone who takes on Governor Wes Moore as he runs for re-election this fall is going to be way behind in terms of fundraising. Moore has raised more than $800,000 just in the past 4 months alone. He has more than $6 million in his campaign war chest, far more than any other candidate. The one other Democrat officially in the race, Eric Felber, did not raise any money. On the GOP side, businessman Ed Hale raised about $200,000. Dan Cox, the previous GOP nominee for governor, raised about $31,000. Checking your money, the Dow futures are down 148 points. The NASDAQ futures are down 164. Up next, traffic and weather on WMAL.
Hey guys, finding the perfect gift for the food lover in your life is easy, thanks to Goldbelly. Goldbelly ships America's most iconic foods straight from world-famous restaurants right to your door. So if you want to treat someone to Joe's Stone Crab from Miami, Franklin Barbecue from Texas, or desserts from famous foodies like Ina Garten or Martha Stewart, Goldbelly has you covered. Just go to goldbelly.com and for a limited time, get 20% off your first order with promo code GIFT. That's promo code GIFT.
You may have noticed over the past few years, especially after I went through the whole battle for health and everything, I had to lose some weight. I was getting really bad osteoarthritis. I still have it. I had to lose weight. I didn't have a choice. I'm very concerned about what I put in my body. I did not want to try those weight loss injections. I just didn't want to do it. So I called my friends at Brickhouse Nutrition. They've been with me a long time. And I said, Miles, you got an option here? And he said, we do. We have this product coming out called Lean. That was years ago. The product is a huge success. We get tons of amazing feedback on it. You're looking to lose weight? Check out Lean. Visit takelean.com. Enter code THANKYOU25 for 25% off. People are talking about these injections all the time. So what if you're looking to lose weight but not interested in the injections, especially when you hear about the intense, some of the intense side effects? The doctors at Brickhouse Nutrition created Lean. And the results are remarkable. I'm proof positive of it. The studied ingredients in lean have been shown to help lower your blood sugar, help burn fat by converting it into energy, and curb your appetite and cravings so you're not as hungry. It's really that simple. But listen, lean is not for the casual dieter. Doctors created lean for frustrated dieters with 10 or more pounds to lose. I had about 10 more pounds to lose. Here's even better news. They're having a huge Memorial Day sale, and lean is 25% off. 25% off. Just try it out. That's all I ask. Visit takelean.com. Enter code THANKYOU25 for 25% off. Give it a shot. That's takelean.com. Takelean.com. These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. The products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. And it's not a substitute or alternative for care from a healthcare provider.
WMAL traffic and weather. Here is Steve Hirshhorn in the Hadid Carpet Cleaning Traffic Center.
On 95 northbound, pretty slow still through Stafford County from 630 Courthouse Road up to 610. More delays after that from Dale Boulevard up to 123. And then after that, it's going to be slow from the Franconia Springfield Parkway up to the Springfield Interchange. 395 northbound, very heavy from the Beltway to King Street. And after that, from Washington Boulevard across the 14th Street Bridge into the district. Now from GarageDoorRepair.com, the WMAL Weather Channel forecast.
Big storms came through the area. Now we're settling down just a bit. Could be a few showers, maybe a thunderstorm around today. Only in the mid-60s. That's where we'll end up anyway this afternoon. Tonight, showers and thunderstorms are likely early. 55 outside the Beltway cooler. Showers tomorrow, only 62 with an east breeze. From the Weather Channel, I'm meteorologist Ray Staging, WMAL.
Right now, it is 66 at Reagan National. I'm John Matthews, News Talk 105.9 WMAL.
Now on 105.9 FM and streaming worldwide on the WMAL app. Chris Plant.
The American Revolution was against the billionaires of their time. We're declaring independence from such an extreme marriage of wealth and power and the state.
Yes, the geniuses of the Democratic Party, they're not the brightest bunch.
Hello.
That's Alexander.
Hey there. Hey, let me turn this down real quick. I'm live. I'll turn my radio. Yeah, I turn my. No, there you go. Everybody can hear me with you. I don't know if they can hear you or not. I don't think they can. Okay. Okay, cool. All right. You're gonna call me. You call me when you get home. They're all worked up. I went live. Oh yeah, holy fuck. We got a lot of views last night. We knew we would. It was a lot of things that didn't get said. That we both kept our mouth shut about certain things, didn't we? That was fun. Hey, you must have went right to sleep. You smoked them joint. Were you high when you left here last night? Not bad pot, is it? Yeah. Yeah, it's the same way. Weed is weed, right? Yeah. Yeah, I don't claim it is, but it's better than nothing, and it's better than paying $140 or $200 an ounce for it. Connoisseur. Yeah, I'll smoke any kind of pot. All right, you be safe. All right. Well, tell him I said hello, and we'll see you later. Be safe. All right, man. Yeah, it was. Let me know. Let me know when you get home. I don't know if I'll be live when you get home. You're gonna stop and see him. Yeah. So you'll be late getting home. So have a good visit with Jonathan. Tell him I said hello. Okay. Later. Yeah, man.
Whether they should inform the parents And the Democrats say, oh, no, we should definitely not inform the
Hi, Catherine.
The school, the union.
I just got off the phone with Doug. He's on his way home.
LGBTQ leftists.
Here, let me do
Would
this.
change your children's gender without revealing that to the parents, because the Democrats are really an organization of
Dougie just called me. He just left not very long ago. He's in Harrisville right now, which is 17 miles from me. So he's on his way. And he says he's stopping to see Jonathan Siegel. So Jonathan Siegel lives down around Albany somewhere. So have a safe trip home, Doug. It'll be a while before he gets there. Chat's open.
could be administrators, whatever, who decide that your daughter is going to suddenly be your son. And when she says, call me he, then the Democrats running the school system say, yeah, we're going to convert your child from girl to boy or from boy to girl. They don't understand science or biology. We've got a Supreme Court justice that doesn't know what a woman is. The Democrat Party is mentally ill. Just remarkable things. So we got that in there. Honestly, pretty amazing stuff. 198 Democrats. Only eight Democrats did vote along with sanity, and 208 Republicans. But 198 Democrats voted to offer the schools run by Democrats the opportunity to mutilate the genitals of your children without informing you as the parent, because why would the parent have any right to know? You've got no right to know. Don't be ridiculous. Pretty amazing stuff. Your Democrat Party, they're mental. They're dangerous. They're criminally insane. They're completely crazy. And this is one of their wonderful things. Oh, yeah, also a fun story yesterday. The Quinnipiac poll people, they run polls. Perhaps you've heard of them. They've got a new poll out. In fact, there are a couple of polls. There's President Trump. There are headlines everywhere that President Trump's approval rating, and let's just say just on the economy, is down to 33%. We, the American people, his approval, it's Democrats are, they're suicide bombers over here. They're self-immolating over a variety of things. But the Democrats are all, of course, against him, no matter what the poll question is. They're going to, firebomb your next door neighbor's synagogue. But the overall these things, completely crazy. But the approval rating for President Trump on the economy, specifically in Quinnipiac, down from like the 38% or something to 33%. And the headlines are absolutely apocalyptic on all of this. Bragging Trump humiliated with record low approval on economy. The Daily Beast bragging Trump humiliated, record low, all that good stuff. The thing is, in the same Quinnipiac poll, the Democrats' approval rating is, interestingly enough, down to 20% approval rating. President Trump, 33% just on the economy, not overall approval. And these bombastic and incendiary headlines everywhere, two-stepping headlines everywhere, pretty amazing stuff. And in the same Quinnipiac poll, there it is right there, Democrat Party approval rating overall for everything is 20% approval rating, with 72% disapproving of the Democrat Party. And there are no bombastic headlines about all of that because, they all want to have sex later and spread monkeypox, the usual Democrat Party stuff. Pretty amazing stuff. And the Democrats, they love assassination. They are the assassination culture. There was another poll, a recent poll here, where 55% of survey respondents on the left, if you said you're left of center, 55% say that assassinating President Trump would be, quote, partially justifiable. More than half of Democrats say assassinating the President of the United States would be at least partially justifiable because they're bloodthirsty, organ harvesting ghouls. They're savages, and they're building death camps. At least some of them now are aiming to build concentration camps in Texas, where they wouldn't put illegal aliens and human traffickers and drug traffickers. They would put Zionists. That's, so you could be Jewish or Israeli or like me, just believe that Israel has right to exist. They'll put you in concentration camps. And let's not forget about the castration part of that, because she's also advocating castration for Zionists and who are pedophiles. And she said, and that would be all Zionists there, because they're all pedophiles, because Democrats are a lot like Nazis, and they're really mentally ill. Pretty amazing stuff. These people. It's good to be a Democrat, isn't it? Oh yeah, and there's another one, because there's a new Fox News poll. Now this poll with the Democrats, 55% of them saying assassinating the president would be at least partially justifiable. That one was from a couple of weeks ago. New study, Network Contagion Research, and that's the one at Rutgers University. And that one found on April 9th, so that's actually about a month ago or so, a little more, but more than half of Democrats justifiable, at least partially justifiable, to assassinate President Trump. And now there's a new poll. It's a Fox News poll this time, and the new Fox News poll is pretty amazing stuff. The Democrats, if you ask a Democrat, assassination attempt on President Trump at the White House Correspondents Association dinner in April, 49% of Democrats say it was staged, and another 21% say they're unsure. Democrats shouldn't be allowed to vote at this point, and they certainly shouldn't be allowed to own firearms. They probably shouldn't be allowed to fly in commercial airlines and make it through TSA. Pretty amazing stuff. These people, the Democrat Party, just extraordinary stuff. Did I mention that we were at 888-630-9625? Also, because Democrats will lie to you, even when they're lying to you earlier. If they lied to you a couple of months ago and you ask them about it, they'll lie to you now about the lie they told you a couple of months ago, like Abigail Spanberger, the governor and former CIA person of the Commonwealth of Virginia. Pretty amazing stuff. She had promised on the campaign trail that she would be all about legalizing the marijuana, legalizing pot, so you could buy the retail weed, that is the shorthand. And she said, oh yeah, I'm absolutely all in favor of legalizing pot, so you can go to a store and buy pot. You don't need a prescription. You don't need any of this stuff. And you get your weed need taken care of because the Democrat Party. And so people voted for her because she made this campaign promise, right? And now here's the headline from the National Panhandler Radio people in Virginia, VPM, NPR, PBS, taxpayer funded, suckling on the taxpayer teat. I am not sure if our funding to them has stopped yet, but they're going to try to find a new way to steal from us to pay. Oh yeah, I barely talked about this yesterday, but the bloodbath at NPR, because they're planning on laying off 300 people, which would be like the staff of one radio show, I think, at NPR. But never mind that. Here is Spanberger, because she promised repeatedly on the campaign trail that she would be the governor that would legalize weed, retail weed. And here's the thing. Yesterday, NPR, the National Panhandler Radio, Spanberger vetoes Virginia retail weed market bill despite campaign pledge. And Dean Marashi from the Panhandler Radio there has got it. It is legal to grow, to consume, to possess, and to gift cannabis in Virginia. But Governor, Democrat Lion, CIA Governor Abigail Spanberger vetoed a bill that would have allowed Virginia to, and they put in parentheses, finally, because it's NPR and they're all getting stoned at work while we're paying them, So it would allowed Virginia to finally start legal recreational cannabis sales in 2026. But Abigail Spanberger vetoed the bill. Spanberger's veto is yet another setback for the Virginia Democrats, who are stoned all the time and crash cars, and they love illegal aliens. Oh yeah, we got another illegal alien truck driver killed 2 people yesterday. That was waved into the country illegally. Illegal alien under Joe Biden killed 2 more Americans yesterday. Democrats applaud that because I think all their investments are in coffins and ammunition. Remarkable stuff. Scamberger's veto, yet another setback for Virginia Democrats who prioritized the effort and were banking on her support after years of Republican vetoes and her pledge to support the measure. So she pledged repeatedly and on the campaign trail and in writing and in person and on camera to support this. And the moment it was presented to her, she vetoed it because she's a Lion Sacagawea, great big Lion Sacagawea. She gives a bad name to Lion Sacagawea. She really does. Remarkable stuff. General Assembly Democrats agreed on the legislation to set up retail weed marketplace that passes on nearly party line vote on the last day of the legislation session in March. The Democrats gave it the bum's rush on the last day of the legislative session. Scamberger later rewrote the bill with changes that lawmakers said they couldn't accept. The Democrat-led legislature chose not to consider Scamberger's version because they're on the same team, but they're bloodthirsty goblins even for each other, which forced the governor to either sign the bill that lawmakers sent her, veto the long-desired retail market, or quietly allow it to become law without her signature after 30 days. 4 days before her deadline to act, Scamberger vetoed the bill. Sure, there you go. Prolonging Virginia's years-long stay in marijuana purgatory. They're in marijuana purgatory, according to NPR. Here, isn't this amazing? But she had promised again and again to sign this, to legalize it. And the moment she had the opportunity to do so, she vetoed it because with Democrats, if it's time to make good on a promise, that's when you discover that they're lying to you again with all of the mental illnesses that they bring. Just extraordinary stuff. So we got that. And the people at NORML, the National Organization for the Reform of Marijuana Laws. They use that word reform a lot. They don't know what it means. Remarkable stuff. These people. There's a lot more Democrat hijinks coming right up. They love illegal aliens. Illegal aliens murder Americans. They hate the rich. And also Jeff Bezos. I learned about Jeff Bezos. I want to share with you.
There's only one Chris Plant. The Chris Plant Show. News Talk 105.9 WMAL. Making sense of the news.
WMAL traffic from the Hadid Carpet Cleaning Traffic Center. I'm Steve Hirschhorn. Around the Beltway now, the Interloop northbound, so pretty slow. Springfield up to Gallows Road, and north of that from the Toll Road up to the Claremont Parkways across the American Legion Bridge into Montgomery County. In Montgomery County, the Interloop is well on speed now from 355 over toward Connecticut Avenue. Outer loop delays continue from 95 in College Park to Georgia Avenue, and then from Old Georgetown Road to the Legion Bridge. Now from GarageDoorRepair.com, the WMAL Weather Channel forecast.
Clouds and showers today, perhaps a thunderstorm, highs in the 60s. Showers and thunderstorms overnight, low 55.
Hey guys, have you heard of Goldbelly? It's this amazing site where they ship the most iconic, famous foods from restaurants across the country, anywhere, nationwide. I've never found a more perfect gift than food. Goldbelly ships Chicago deep dish pizza, New York bagels, Maine lobster rolls, and even Ina Garden's famous cakes. So, if you're looking for a gift for the food lover in your life, head to goldbelly.com and get 20% off your first order with promo code GIFT. That's goldbelly.com, promo code GIFT.
You may have noticed over the past few years, especially after I went through the whole, battle for health and everything, I had to lose some weight. I was getting really bad osteoarthritis. I still have it. I had to lose weight. I didn't have a choice. I'm very concerned about what I put in my body. I did not want to try those weight loss injections. I just didn't want to do it. So I called my friends at Brickhouse Nutrition. They've been with me a long time. And I said, Miles, you got an option here? And he said, we do. We have this product coming out called Lean. That was years ago. The product is a huge success. We get tons of amazing feedback on it. You're looking to lose weight? Check out Lean. Visit takelean.com. Enter code THANKYOU25 for 25% off. People talk about these injections all the time. So what if you're looking to lose weight but not interested in the injections, especially when you hear about the some of the intense side effects? The doctors at Brickhouse Nutrition created Lean, and the results are remarkable. I'm proof positive of it. The studied ingredients in Lean have been shown to help lower your blood sugar, help burn fat by converting it into energy, and curb your appetite and cravings so you're not as hungry. It's really that simple. But listen, lean is not for the casual dieter. Doctors created lean for frustrated dieters with 10 or more pounds to lose. I had about 10 more pounds to lose. Here's even better news. They're having a huge Memorial Day sale, and lean is 25% off. 25% off. Just try it out. Visit takelean.com. Enter code THANKYOU25 for 25% off. Give it a shot. That's takelean.com.
Let me do this for a minute. Let me take the camera. Yeah, everybody, when you sit down, naturally. All right? But I'll tell you right now, Paul, if you were to push on my gut, you wouldn't call me fat. Ken Norton has a gut like this. Hard as a rock. Remember Ken Norton? He's a tough motherfucker.
He's a proud Terp fan.
Look at Big Cat Ernie Ladd, old pro football player. That motherfucker.
Mark built Artisan Movers on the vision of giving his customers honest, dependable, high
He sat down, he had a gut. And his fucking hands would cover your face.
Long distance moves, storage, and even white glove service, meaning they'll pack and
Paul Beach Life is, I got that far, he's triggered. I didn't even have to try. He's fucking just bothered by me. The guy who begged me to come over so he could be my moderator. You're going to give me a channel. You can do whatever you want, Billy.
Free quotes and WMAL listener discounts are available. Call 240-600-09.
Open your panel, Paul. We'll do a stream and see what happens.
Or visit artisanmovers.com.
You're so good at it.
Summer adventures are better with Minky Couture. From road trips to ball games.
Turn your camera on. Now, I've already seen a shot of you, Paul. You're a chubby fucker. Big time.
Water resistant, ultra soft, and made for life on the go. Wherever summer takes you, bring comfort along. MinkyCouture.com, the original best blanket ever.
Paul Beach Life. You and your friend Andy 504 and Patrick New York, that whole fucking crew.
Weekday mornings from 5 to 9 on WMAL.
Yeah, Jeff Bezos, I gotta tell you about it. We got some audio of him too.
Jeff Bezos, he owns Amazon, by the way, and the Washington Post.
Let's go to Josh, calling from the land of Lincoln. I think it's called the land of Lincoln still, isn't it? Josh, you're on the Chris Plant Show.
Hi, how are you? Hi, how are you?
Yeah, I hope Tom's doing okay. Been in the hospital with a snake bite.
Land acknowledgement.
Oh, please, I love land acknowledgement.
I could go either way.
On behalf of
You got to be
Native
treated.
Americans, I'd like to
I hope you're all right,
apologize to the
Tom.
Polish people for their raiding and stealing of their land.
Because?
Well, because,
Hummingbirds.
It wasn't Native American land, Polish people land. How dare they raid those innocent people and take their land?
You're saying that the Native Americans, American Indians, stole the land that we are on today?
Well, as you know, no one can complain when you're on stolen land. So, Elizabeth Warren and others, other well-known Native Americans should stop complaining.
Wow, they're talking about native land.
Yourself as a Native American, is that what you said? And of course we know that you don't have to
I'm not a Native American. I just wanted to apologize on their behalf.
On their behalf.
What I really called about, Chris, was your regular liberal callers and how well they fit certain patterns. And of course, out of respect, we have to start with Mike the Lib.
Sure, of course.
It's the typical beta male Democrat. He sounds like Eeyore from Winnie the Pooh. Hi, Chris. Oh, bother. My ex-wife doesn't respect me. No one wants to read what I put online. It's just so sad to hear. Very beta male. Then then you have Peter in San Antonio. I like to call him Flaccid Peter. I think his friends call him Flaccid Peter. But Flaccid Peter calls you, and he's trying to be ironic. At best, he's sarcastic. He certainly doesn't know the difference. He's your typical 30-year-old incel that knows everything. And, that's a type of liberal, I would say.
Patrick New York is mad. That fucker's mad.
Two teenagers that attacked the mosque in San Diego and murdered
that fucker's mad
themselves. They were incels. They were proud incels. And not everyone knows what that is because there are still a lot of normal people out there. But
Patrick, New York wants me to explain myself, so
meaning they can't get in.
I'm gonna.
And then they have to kill people. They're Democrats.
This is the Chris Plant Show. News Talk 105.9 WM.
When I moved in here, I took that bathroom door off. They didn't like it. Fuck it. This place, it's old, hasn't been renovated or anything. And it's just me. Don't nobody fucking sleep overnight here. It's just me. So this is room for one. All right. So for the air circulation and that, I took that door off, put a curtain because it's just me here.
Weather Channel forecast.
I'm the one that uses bathrooms for me. Too fucking bad. Yeah, I don't use I could use the sink in the bathroom. It's a little tiny. You turn the water on, the fucking water goes everywhere. No, it's too easy to come out and fucking use the big sink. And I got towels hanging. I got one I dry my iron skillets off on. I got towels for hands, and shower towels hanging. You don't ever see me sick. If this place was dirty, I'd be fucking sniffling and hacking and sounding like Wiggin. And I don't. Except maybe once in a while when I take a puff of pot, because the pollen's fucking killer, clears my sinuses out. And it's not a sheet, it's an actual curtain hanging on the fucking doorway.
So for your next move, trust Artisan Movers.
Because the wooden door, I took it off to create more room in my little bathroom.
0998. That's 240-600-0998. Or visit artisanmovers.com.
You got something to say, Patrick, New York? Why don't you come on up here? You fucking idiot. Huh?
Nights to backyard movies. Minky has you covered. Don't miss the everywhere blanket. Water resistant.
Yeah, if you don't sneeze in that and blow your nose, your body's not getting rid of whatever toxins in your fucking sinuses. It's your body's way of getting rid of fucking unwanted shit. That's why you sneeze.
It's time to wake up.
Sometimes this shit makes me sneeze.
Powerball jackpot is rising. Get stretching, pour yourself a cup of joe, and head to your favorite New York lottery retailer to seize the day.
Feel good this morning though. Temperature dropped last night. The pollen's not as bad this morning.
Please play responsibly. Gambling problem?
Yeah, it got down to 45 last night.
778 HOPE NY or text HOPE NY.
Early birds always rise to the occasion for summer vacation timing because early gets you closer to the action. So don't be late. Book your next vacation.
Patrick, New York, making fun of me putting plastic on my window. Lots of people put plastic on their window come wintertime. Oh, there's Andy. Duh. Billy Hayden, body count of 1. Duh.
Food, fuel, drinks, and more every time you scan. Then you can spend those points at Love's just like cash. So every stop is even more rewarding. Download the app today to watch the points roll in mile after mile. Love Rewards. Save and earn at every turn. Terms apply. See website for details.
Here comes the crybabies. Here they come. Come cry on my shoulder. I'm always home. Alpesh, I just looked out my window because the birds keep catching my fucking animals. Come and go, come and go, come and go, come and go.
Summer adventures are better with Minky Couture. From road trips to ball games,
Did you guys want me to open my panel or what?
Don't miss the everywhere blanket. Water resistant, ultra soft, and made for life on the go. Wherever summer takes you, bring
Dougie figures he should be home about 5, 6 o'clock maybe. I'm not sure. Depends on how long he visits Jonathan Siegel.
You can't predict the future, but you can prepare for it.
Arizona State University is building degrees
Hey, everybody, I want you all to know that Catherine got the slurp deal from me way back in Fox 46. I'm the one that was slurping people. Slurp. Right, Catherine? Remember, Catherine? I know who Catherine is. I know who it is. Yeah, it's nice to have a place where people, Americans, can go and chat. All right. KMO have a problem in his chat, but he let it go. You know, people getting at each other's throats and shit. He happened to be live this morning when I got up out of bed and went, was going to come online, see what's going on, look at the numbers, maybe look a little bit at the news.
And it's a big part of their murder crusade, in which they've been number one in the murder crusade for a long, long time. But they need to steal everybody's money. And if you
there he is. There's Paul. You want another side shot of my big old gut? Huh? You like my gut, do you, Paul? Paul, are you in love with Billy Hayden? You want some B cups? You want to touch it? You want to rub that, do you, Paul? Paul Beachlight, do you want to rub my body? Paul Beachlife is in love with Billy Hayden. Can't get enough of it.
He might be $800 billion by now. He's, I believe, the richest man in the world. I think Jeff Bezos is the fourth richest man in the world. I think he's the fourth richest man in the world.
You have no idea, bud. Bud, you're just a low-level fucking streamer.
One of the richest men in the world, and self-made man. He was raised by his
I don't make shorts. I don't do videos. I end the video.
His mother became pregnant as a 16-year-old girl. 16-year-old girl. And she.
About you, Andy? Andy, did you see New River Troll up on my panel last night? It was nice of him to stop and visit.
A meat tenderizer and stuff. So the 16-year-old mom said, for whatever the circumstances were, I wasn't there at the time, but said, well, I'm going to have my baby. And she gave birth.
That's probably why you like me, Paul. You wish you could be like me, Paul. You wish you'd think of things that I've thought of in the past, Paul. You just can't take it. You're not a very good influencer. People aren't really impressed with you, Paul.
By a Cuban immigrant. He was adopted.
I know I'm not.
Because God wasn't going to let him be raised.
On the contrary.
Needed some adult leadership.
Now, it's very impressive that someone like Doug.
The guy has changed the world. Pretty amazing story. As the product of what we call an unplanned pregnancy,
Drive all the way up here to see me.
Pretty amazing stuff. So the teenage mom, amazing stuff. Jeff Bezos, he was born in 1964, and it was.
Well, when Doug gets home, we'll check on him, see if he's got bugs on him when he left.
His mother, Jacqueline.
I don't think he's seen any bugs. He's too busy chowing down on that steak.
They wanted to squeeze her out. So you can't come. You're pregnant. Yeah, you've got a baby. You can't.
1 minute, I thought he felt uncomfortable, and then he kind of calmed down a little bit.
But pretty amazing stuff. She wouldn't be allowed to graduate because she got pregnant and all isolated and everything. Pretty amazing stuff. She had to fight with the liberals to just finish high school. Pretty amazing stuff. It is.
He bought the steak last night.
And it gets a little complicated. Teen girl and all that stuff.
Yeah, I cut up some Munster cheese and crackers. He mowed that down too.
He's just gone. 16-year-old girl and all that stuff. And I think he might have been 18.
What's the matter, Andy? I think you're another one, Andy. I bet you lost your driver's license, Andy. Andy, I doubt that you have a valid driver's license. I don't think you have a valid driver's license. I think you lost your license. That's what I think.
That say schools can change your children's gender without letting the parents know, and they call everybody else pedophiles. It's like firebombing synagogues and firebombing the Jewish governor's mansion.
Let's talk about racism in America.
Fascists. Kind of amazing stuff. self-immolating at the Israeli embassy.
There was no excuse. I pleaded guilty and I paid the fine, and
Israeli embassy
there you go.
And then
They didn't suspend my license. It was revoked for 6 months, but I kept my license so I could go to work.
Didn't hang around. But Mom, not too long later, met a Cuban immigrant.
I went to their DWI classes and all that bullshit to keep my
You
license.
see, she wasn't,
So no harm
Bezos.
done.
The step-
It was over 30 years ago.
Jacqueline Bezos.
30 years ago, I got nailed for a DWI.
Jeff Bezos. She actually died just about 9 months ago, Jeff
I was
Bezos'
drunk.
mother. But she, things worked out pretty well for her in life. Her son, I guess, did pretty darn well.
Then why do you ask?
Teen mother gave birth at 17, and Jeff Bezos became.
Nobody's more triggered than you are, bud. No balls.
But pretty amazing stuff.
So if you broke up with Chrissy to go with Angie, aren't those two dating? They're calling each other wifey, right? I thought they were munching each other's snack over there.
Young Jeff Bezos was named.
Oh, Andy's calling me a punk. Oh, you're a punk, Billy. Ooh.
Had trouble getting out of high
Ooh,
school.
you're a punk, Billy.
Being the head of the Bezos
Billy,
Foundation.
I'm Andy, but you're a punk. Don't make fun of my voice.
His son is worth hundreds of billions of dollars. That'd be
My name is Andy.
pretty amazing stuff. So
Yeah, I like
the
panties.
page for Mom, Jacqueline.
You got any panties on?
Unicyclist. That's what he's known for, riding a unicycle. A bicycle with
Panties, panties, panties. I like panties.
Jorgensen. She became pregnant. It was 1963, and her boyfriend Jorgensen, Ted Jorgensen, who rode a unicycle. He was 18 years old. She was 16 years old.
That's what they're saying.
And then they raced over to Mexico, Ciudad Juarez, in Mexico, where they got married. They were teenagers and they got married. Couldn't do it in the United States, but you can go to Mexico and do anything. So they got married as teenagers, and she's pregnant, and she gave birth to the baby, and that's wonderful and great.
Wow, does that mean
he's really
Rain and
arguing
JT
Jeff
got
Bezos
married in
is-
Mexico?
and
Is that where they got married at?
Definitely an argument in favor of pro-life.
Sorry, JT.
Hey, she could have knocked it off. No
I
problem.
hope you're
As
listening.
a 16-year-old and not had Jeff Bezos. She decided to as a teenager, and look at how things worked out. Not so bad. So she gave birth, the teenager, 17 years old, Jeff Bezos, in 1964. It was 2 weeks after she turned 17, and the child, now because she's married to Jorgensen as a teenager, named the child Jeffrey Preston Jorgensen, right? And her high school tried to keep her from graduating, but later they relented, according to the wiki page, and they banned her from socializing with other students at the school because they're open-minded. They must be liberals and things like that. So that's just great. Amazing stuff. The family, the things like this happen in life, and Jeff Bezos has got this as his background, and that's great. Now let's go to Jeff Bezos because he's been out there, and we played some audio earlier this week of Jeff Bezos as well. But let's go to Jeff Bezos because he's done a couple of different interviews lately, and I want to. Where's the first Bezos, Mike? And let's go to Jeff. He was talking to CNBC, the CNBC people, and he's talking about how he's been vilified and demonized, and now they want to steal all your money because you're a bad guy because you're successful. And the Democrats, that is to say the left, the communists, are waging war against success, and that is to wage war against prosperity, and that is to set the table for the theft of the wealth that Jeff Bezos has earned, and by extension, everybody else, Elon Musk. And if you serve the interests of the left, then they will allow you, just like the Soviet Bolshevik communists did, they'll allow you to keep something. The Nazis did the same thing. If you served the regime, the Socialist Workers' Party, the interests, if you were Willie Messerschmitt of the Messerschmitt family, on and on, if Mercedes-Benz served the interests of Hitler's Socialist Workers' Party, then they would allow you to keep functioning. If you cross them, then they would destroy you and take everything. And the Democrats are they're really closer today to where...
Pretty much how it's been since I've been here.
The Socialist Workers were when it comes to wealth and prosperity in your industry. and so on.
I mean, people like Vader want to be a dictator. I destroyed it. Hey, Vader, if you destroyed everybody, then what do you have?
Now, CNBC talking about what the Democrats are
End up with nobody.
Politicians are
Right back to where you started
using
from.
the kind of age-old techniques, and there's this tale of two economies, and they're using this age-old technique of, picking a villain and pointing fingers. But the problem is that doesn't solve anything. People sometimes say that I don't pay taxes. That's true. I pay billions of dollars in taxes.
I know you don't pay any taxes. No, that's not true. I paid billions of dollars in taxes. But I like his pick a villain. And this is, and he's talking about how they point at you and they pick out. I've been talking about this for.
I have hummingbirds, Catherine, and they're active like crazy.
They can pick, and the left can pick anybody out of a crowd.
You're still here.
Mob that they are. And they are the party of lynching.
Looks like it.
People from trees, make no mistake about it. They're murderous and bloodthirsty goblins and ghouls. But the Democrats
3 sisters and a brother. I'm the youngest of 5.
And they can pick anybody out of a crowd and point him in.
I am the baby in the family.
Like Satan worshippers in movies. And they point any random person out of a crowd. And they demand that the crowd immediately hate that person. And the person can be in the crowd or someplace else. Or it could be Jeff Bezos.
Yeah, my sisters are quite a piece of work.
It could be me. It could be Donald Trump. Point and hate. And they've got millions of willing haters because they've raised generations of haters. But it's the age-old technique of picking a villain and pointing fingers. But that doesn't solve anything, he said. And they say, I don't pay taxes. I pay billions in taxes. So they lie about him. They vilify him. They demonize him. They want to steal what he has created. They don't have to create anything except a mob, a lynch mob. And they agree with Chairman Mao that political power comes from the barrel of a gun. And they want to take that away from you and from all of us so that they're the only ones with guns. Because in their hearts, they're commies. They're totalitarian. They're not democratic at all. Friendly fire isn't, common sense isn't, and the Democratic Party isn't. Jeff Bezos talking to CNBC.
Yeah, I have
and it's like, well, you don't
morning doves out there cooing and jumping on each other like crazy.
On the radio. Jeff Bezos on what he actually and others pay in taxes.
The top 1% of taxpayers pay 40% of all the tax revenue. The bottom half pay only 3%. We have already, and I think it should be zero.
if you're poor, how can you pay tax? You don't have any money to pay tax if you're poor.
Right. The CNBC Democrats.
So tax money's got to come from people who earn it. So how do you define the rich?
And the top half should pay 100% of income taxes. And he points out the top 1% of earners, I believe.
If you're born American, you're rich. Period. Otherwise, you end up like Alpesh Patel or Whippy. That's even worse. If I had to choose between Alpesh Patel and Whippy, I'd probably go become a Canadian citizen and euthanize myself.
Federal income taxes. The bottom 50% pay 3% of.
Now let's talk economics.
And the Democrats say we've got to tax the rich, and the poor can't pay so much in taxes.
Let's talk about the banks, Wiggin. Let's talk about how Rothschilds are running the whole fucking world.
Jeff Bezos on billions and billions.
If people want me to pay more billions, right, then let's have that debate. But don't pretend, that's going to solve the problem. You could double the taxes I pay, and it's not going to help that teacher in Queens. I promise you.
You could double the taxes I pay.
Been saying this for a long time now.
Teacher in Queens. Now that
Wiggins an expert on economics.
Now
Jeff Bezos is a fucking. He doesn't need any more money.
And communists. That's right. Fascists and communists are the same damn thing. And the Nazis were the Socialist Workers' Party of Germany. But never mind that. Zoran Mamdani.
He's certainly no conservative. Well, he's being a conservative now. That's for sure.
Because he hasn't been banned like the fascists on the left banned President Trump and banned conservatives all over the place. But Zoran Kwame, the commie Mamdani, tweeted out with a screen grab from
New York City mayor
on CNBC this
You didn't
interview.
even bring him
And
up last
Kwame-
night with Doug.
Kwame's over
Doug didn't
on
want to
Mount
talk politics.
said, I know a few teachers in Queens who would beg to
Maybe
differ.
some other time.
Well, I got to tell you, the few teachers in Queens, would beg to differ with what? That stealing $1 billion from Jeff Bezos wouldn't increase their salaries? Because that's just more commie garbage from these people. Can I just say these people, aren't they?
If you raise taxes on those who make money like Bezos, you raise taxes on the people who help people like that make money. Because without those people, right, Bezos would, there's a want, need, and a desire. So he's created jobs.
And he's the Democrat Party.
That's how
They're
jobs
waging
created.
Civil war right now, an asymmetric, low-level civil war against the United States of America, being waged by the left.
They're
The left
coming
owns
around.
the Democrat Party, and they would have harvested.
Otherwise,
Jeff
Doug wouldn't come
Bezos'
up here.
Organs long before he was born, and that would have changed the trajectory of human history too. So let's back to Jeff Bezos.
It's always good to talk.
Remember AOC banned Amazon from.
You notice we
opening their
didn't attack
headquarters
each
in New
other.
York.
You notice I didn't get on them for whatever things might. Right, it's a new day, moving forward,
just across the river from Washington.
and I'm here to have fun.
Amazing stuff. Jeff Bezos, when he
Ain't nobody have more fun than I'm
the
having.
presidency, lifelong Democrat.
I guarantee
he
it.
bought a museum.
I mean, look at the attention I
in
get.
Washington D.C., the Textile Museum, which was made
Look at all those people from over Shannon's chat. All of them. Every single one of them. They bounce back and forth into JC's chat. Most of these people have had a branch in JC's chat at one point or another. I was the most timed out person in JC's chat. I spent a lot of time on JC's panel. Probably more than I should have, but it's a hobby to me. I'm having fun. And JC only lives 90 minutes from me. Less than a 2-hour drive from here to Ottawa. You want to say I can't get in Canada? Anybody want to take that bet? Hey, JC should meet me in Ogdensburg at the bridge. Let's see if I can get into Canada and see what they do. Just because they won't let you drive into Canada doesn't mean you can't get into Canada. That's fact. I don't utilize Facebook. I don't use Facebook anymore. I started there. 2017 was the first time I was ever online.
Owned business founded by Mark Lewandowski. He's a proud Terp fan, having graduated from the University of Maryland and a hardworking All-American guy. Mark.
So there you have it. Mark Bezos, the richest man in the United States, saying even if they doubled his taxes, it's not going to meet their needs. It's not going to have an effect. That's not the way capitalism works. That's government involvement.
That's the artisan way. So for your next move, trust Artisan Movers. Free quotes and WMAL listener discounts are available. Call 240-600-0998. That's 240-600-0998. Or visit artisanmovers.com.
It's cozy season, and nothing compares to wrapping yourself in a Minky Couture blanket.
Oh.
Soft, perfectly warm, thoughtfully made. From movie nights to chilly mornings, Minky Couture turns everyday moments into pure comfort. Once you feel it, you'll understand why it's called the original best blanket ever. Visit minkycouture.com or a store near you and make this cozy season your softest one yet.
Spectrum TV makes sports easy, so I never miss. Never miss a homer. Never miss a home field hat trick. Never miss a goal line stand. Inches from the end zone.
StreamYard hasn't been letting it post my link if I try to post it from my StreamYard for some reason. So I had to copy it if I want to post my link.
It's one plan, one price, one place for all your sports. For details, visit Spectrum TV.
On another device on one of my handles.
So simple. Hey there.
Well, it comes up. YouTube rejected your comment. This is fairly common when sharing a link. You may need to share the link another way. And Charlie's having problems posting the link. He said he's trying to get help with it last night. Charlie, you haven't been in my chat this morning. Why is that? Charlie, are you listening? 7 people a minute ago. It was up to 12.
Perfectly struck. True Green, the easiest way to get a golf course quality lawn. Tap the screen now and get started today at TrueGreen.com. Exclusions apply. See TrueGreen.com for details. This deer season, John Deere wants to give you the home field advantage. We're bringing you the best offers of the season, whether that's cash off on select new machines or a shot at the ultimate Major League Baseball prize package. Because right now, you can enter for a chance to win an MLB All-Star experience for you and 3 friends, complete with travel and lodging for All-Star Week this July. Deer season is going on now through June 3rd.
I can't whistle.
JohnDeere.com/deer season to enter and view
If the world relies sleep on the mattress, everything will adapt for your comfort. Because as your life changes and your body changes, Sleep Number mattresses adapt and shift to give you personalized comfort.
XFS.
And now everything's on sale during our Memorial Day event. Save up to $1,200 on mattresses, plus free delivery when you're out of base. Ends Monday. To experience a whole new world of comfort, visit a Sleep Number store or go to sleepnumber.com. Sleep Number, to a good night's sleep.
Shop the Sherwin-Williams Memorial Day sale and get 30% off paints and stains May 15th through the 28th. Whether you're refreshing your interior or exterior, we've got the colors to bring your vision to life. And with delivery, getting everything to your door is easier than ever. Shop online to have it delivered or visit your neighborhood Sherwin-Williams store. Click the banner to learn more. Retail sales only. Some exclusions apply. See store for details. Delivery available on qualifying orders.
Works there though.
Only the forest can
Is that what you're talking about, Charlie? You can't get the link to post in your chat so you can have a panel. Is that the deal?
Making sense of the forecast, because you never know what Mother Nature has in store. Download the WMAL app to stream us for free.
Yesterday I told you about the woman that got out of her Mercedes-Benz in Manhattan in New York City, got out of her Mercedes-Benz in front of one of the most expensive stores in the world, Cartier, and she, I think, took one step and dropped into an open manhole. It's a manhole like sewer system where there was no lid on it, and she walked right into it, and she fell to her death because New York City is like some sort of cartoonish nightmare version of hell. And when she fell down the manhole, I think she was mugged. But hang on a sec, because there's gruesome cause of death revealed for Dougie Gotchek and the grandmother who plunged to death down New York City manhole. The New York Post has the story. The Westchester County grandmother who plunged into an open manhole in Midtown Manhattan, listen to this, died of scald burns. She was scalded to death. How does that happen down a manhole? It's New York, don't ask. And an assortment of other horrendous injuries the city's medical examiner found on Wednesday. The shocking death of Dougie Gotchek, 56 years old, was ruled an accident by the examiner, the medical examiner's office, officials revealed. Gotchek it's G-O-C-A-J. I'm going with Gotchek. And into an uncovered manhole, because New York City does everything so well. Here's the communist running it, who's a jihadi. An uncovered manhole. The grandmother walks into it, 56 years old. She parked her SUV, a Mercedes, on East 52nd Street near 5th Avenue, right in front of the Cartier store, around 11:20 p.m. on Monday. So getting kind of late, getting close to midnight. She suffered burns that included inhalation thermal injuries, along with blunt force trauma to her torso, having fallen into the manhole and everything, all of which caused her death, the medical examiner caused. So inhalation thermal injury, that is to say, the lining of her lungs were scalded out and burned out, because if you fall into a manhole in Manhattan, it's a
bursitis
from hell.
WMAL-FM, Woodbridge, Washington, a Cumulus media station. Making sense of the news. News Talk 105.9. News now.
WMAL News at 10.
Holy fuck, it's only 10 o'clock.
It appears the U.S.-Iran standstill on peace talks will go on because Iran will not let its nuclear assets go.
Reuters says Iran's Supreme Leader Ayatollah Mojtaba Khamenei has issued a directive that the near weapons-grade material must stay inside the country. The United States has been pushing for the uranium to be confiscated, with Israel's Prime Minister vowing to continue to fight until that happens. A ceasefire has been in place for weeks with
I see you like my title.
Negotiations. Pakistani military officials are thought to be meeting Iranian leaders to help move talks along. Jonathan Savage, Fox News.
Did a former DOJ official steal confidential records tied to an investigation of President Trump?
The U.S. Justice Department is charging one of its former prosecutors with obstructing justice, concealing and stealing government records, all tied to the now abandoned prosecution of President Trump by former special counsel Jack Smith. 62-year-old Carmen Mercedes Lineberger of Port St. Lucie, Florida, a former assistant U.S. attorney, is accused of altering file names of documents related to the special counsel's case and sending them to her own personal email accounts. Those documents had already been blocked for release by a judge. Lineberger is pleading not guilty. Eben Brown, Fox News.
With less money to spend than he wanted, the Montgomery County school superintendent lays out his new plan for
them fuckers, you just can't keep up with them.
A more favorable budget outcome than what we were looking at earlier. The changes we will need to make to close the $36 million gap will be significant.
MCPS Superintendent Dr. Thomas Taylor spoke of reconciling that gap after last week's straw vote from council to approve an operating budget, and today will bring his list for staffing reductions. Taylor's stated goal is to not drastically impact operations, says one school union leader to 7 News.
What they have done is letting us know that we need to continue the fight.
Scotland on WMAL and WMAL.com.
The Department of Homeland Security has ordered all travelers from Ebola-stricken countries to land at Dulles for an enhanced screening.
DHS Secretary Mark Wayne Mullen released an order last night. It states that all flights carrying passengers who recently traveled to the Democratic Republic of the Congo, Uganda, or South Sudan, they must come to Dulles. Now, Ebola is a severe and often fatal disease that is spread through close contact with bodily fluids. So far, at least 130 people have died in this Ebola outbreak. The CDC says there are no confirmed Ebola cases in the U.S., and the overall risk remains low.
7 News, John Rogers. The latest Fox News polls don't have much for President Trump to be happy about.
39% of voters approve of the job the president's doing. Just 29% approve of his handling of the economy, with a little more than half of voters saying rising gas prices are a major problem for them, and the same number saying they're financially worse off than they were 2 years ago.
Reporting numbers for polls is not news.
Assassination attempt of the president at
taking
last
a
month's
poll.
White House Correspondents' Dinner was staged. Jessica Rosenthal, Fox.
Last poll we took, Trump became president. It's the only one that matters.
61. Up next, traffic and weather on
Hummingbird.
It's Vince for Artisan Movers. As a military
Two of
brat, I
them.
remember my parents stressed every time we moved, worried something would break.
They
because
gotta
some
have
movers
babies.
treated our stuff like junk. It was always stressful. That's why today, whether you're moving across town or across the country, I recommend
Females
Artisan
feeding a lot.
Movers, a local family-owned business founded by Mark Lewandowski. He's a proud Terp fan, having graduated from the University of Maryland, and a hardworking all-American guy. Mark built Artisan Movers on the vision of giving his customers honest, dependable, high-quality, stress-free moving services. Artisan Movers provides you with local and long-distance moves, storage, and even white glove service, meaning they'll pack and unpack everything in your home or office. You don't lift a finger. They'll do it all with care, professionalism, and the kind of personal touch you just don't get with the big chains. Honest, careful, and professional. That's the Artisan way. So for your next move, trust Artisan Movers. For Free quotes and WMAL listener discounts are available. Call 240-600-0998. That's 240-600-0998. Or visit artisanmovers.com.
It's cozy season, and nothing compares to wrapping yourself in a Minky Couture blanket. Luxuriously soft, perfectly warm, thoughtfully made. From movie nights to chilly mornings, Minky Couture turns everyday moments into pure comfort. Once you feel it, you'll understand why it's called the original best blanket ever. Visit minkycouture.com or a store near you and make this cozy season your softest one yet.
WMAL
Terry
weather here is Steve Hirsch.
Bradford or whoever his fucking last name, he is triggered. He is fucking triggered. That motherfucker is triggered like a motherfucker. What's the matter, Terry B? You can't stand it, can you?
Into Virginia. Interloop is pretty slow still from just before Braddock.
It's fucking hilarious.
66, and then from Georgetown Pike.
Hey, Terry, I don't know if you were here last night, but Rusty was in my chat.
95 in College Park down to DW.
Most people I ignored.
Repair.com, the
They're too busy doing other things.
It's actually back off a bit into the mid 60s.
Can't cook a steak and moderate a chat at the fucking same time.
Afternoon through tonight. Tonight's low 55 and scattered showers on Friday. How about this? Low 60s for high temperatures.
Cutting up block of cheese a little hard to fucking moderate a chat.
65 at Reagan National Airport. I'm John Matthews.
Keep your eyes on the road, your hands upon the wheel.
5.9 FM and streaming worldwide on the WMAL app. Chris Plant.
Keep your eyes on the road, your hands upon the wheel.
We say all the time, this is not your father's Democratic Party. They are electing and sending people through these primary processes to run for Congress who are openly about Marxists, anti-Semites, and have crazy positions on all these really issues facing the country.
Summing up the Democrats as the dangerous, mentally ill, violently, criminally insane psychotics that they are with gender issues. Major gender issues. Boy, they've got a lot of gender issues. Again, the Democrats in the House of Representatives yesterday voting in favor of, 189 of them or something, voting in favor of allowing school like teachers unions to change your children's gender without informing the parents. The Democrats are all in favor of that. They love child genital mutilation. They are, they can stop calling everybody pedophiles now too. So they call everybody Nazis and then they firebomb synagogues. They call everybody pedophiles and then they all vote to take away your children's genitalia and not tell the parents about it. The Democrat Party is very severely mentally ill, violently, criminally insane. That's right. Yesterday, the House of Representatives passed a bill that would require parental consent before a school can change your children's pronouns and, their gender. You got to change your gender. 198 Democrats voted in favor of schools changing your children's gender without telling the parents. 198 Democrats. In fact, about 7 or 8 Democrats voted in favor of letting parents be involved with their children and their gender. But 198 Democrats voted in favor of letting the government change your children's gender without telling parents because they're very, very severely mentally ill. Amazing stuff. These people, the Democrat Party, and that's big. And I actually want to get back to the lady in New York City that fell into an open manhole in New York City, stepping out of her Mercedes-Benz SUV in front of the Cartier store. I think it was closed. It was late at night. And killed. She was scorched to death down in the bowels of New York City. And the mayor is okay with that because he's a jihadi. He would have done it to her on purpose. The Democrat Party is very, very unwell. But also in New York, this is a big, big deal for nobody. Stephen Colbert his last TV show is tonight on CBS. His ratings are so horrible and so terrible. And he's such a grotesque political hack that CBS, the network, has decided we can't have him anymore. And months ago, Interestingly, they announced, well, we're going to fire him, but we're going to keep him on for a few months, and then we'll let him go. And tonight, the 21st of May, his last show, not even Friday night. You'd think you'd do Friday night, but Thursday night is going to be Stephen Colbert's last show. And Michael Piercy and I were talking about it a minute ago, and we were asking, will he cry? We should have like an over-under, a lotto of some kind, bingo. Will he cry? Maybe the question should be, when will he cry? Will it be right out of the gate in the monologue, or will it be later? And all these frauds, they think they're entitled to these $15 million a year jobs where they don't make anybody laugh and they just do Democrat Party propaganda. And there's good reason they would believe that, because, it's worked for them for so long all across the media spectrum, where the Democrats pay each other tens of millions of dollars to do party propaganda. Pretty amazing stuff. The clown, Jon Stewart, one of the most overpaid, mediocre, just horribly mediocre comedian he always was. Even in the early days of his TV show, it was a little bit funny, but it got unfunny. They ran out of gas pretty quickly. Jon Stewart, he was on with Stephen Colbert night before last, and it's very sad. It's really, God, maybe they should, I don't know, disarm everybody and strip billionaires of their profits and open all the manhole covers in Manhattan and see what happens. Jon Stewart on Stephen Colbert.
The day, oh people, close your eyes and dream. The day
he's going to be
that
executed.
The electorate in this great nation we call home repudiates this putrid administration. The day that happens.
There will be, and I mean this,
a reckoning.
The day that happens, there will be a joyful noise from the bowels of this great country that will make Hungary's repudiation of Orban look like an Amish Sabbath.
Because he doesn't understand. Orban and the just.
Well, I had to think real hard to make that shit
the
up.
ridiculousness, the hatred, the mental illness, the Trump derangement syndrome. The Trump is working on Iran not getting nuclear weapons. That's enough all by itself for the Democrats to be in favor of Iran, the Islamic Revolution, getting an arsenal of nuclear weapons on top of ballistic missiles that they could use to nuke for openers, the capitals of Europe and certainly Israel, because the Democrat Party, they're goose-stepping into the future. And boy, are they anti-Semitic there. How about the concentration camp that the Democrat House candidate in Texas wants to set up, get rid of ICE facilities and throw Zionists and Jews into the concentration camp and castrate them, because all Zionists are pedophiles. And then the Democrats vote to genitally mutilate children in schools across America without notifying the parents. Who's the pedophile? Was Jeffrey Epstein a Republican? No, Jeffrey Epstein was a lifelong Democrat. Just amazing stuff. And Jimmy Kimmel says Jon Stewart and the bowels and my brother and to repudiate this putrid administration. The putrid administration. Shall we look at what's going? So who is it that's putrid? Is it the Commerce Secretary, the Treasury Secretary? Who is it that is so horribly putrid? Barack Obama attacked militarily Libya for 7 months, coming on 8 months, and left it a failed state in the hands of ISIS and Al Qaeda after the Libyan leader, Muammar Gaddafi, was butchered by his own people. Richly deserved, of course, but the Democrat Party, I'm telling you, very, very mentally ill. And the Jon Stewart angry. Oh, the day the people will repudiate the electorate, and this repudiate the putrid administration. And this is what they're doing for their farewell. This is why you're leaving. You guys are cancerous tumors on the body politic of entertainment, and entertainment isn't supposed to be politics, but there they are, ranting angrily, Trump derangement syndrome. I think monkeypox makes you angry like that. And Jon Stewart must be monkeying around, I think. And that joyful noise from the bowels of this country, that'll make Hungary's repudiation of Viktor Orban look like an Amish Sabbath. whatever the hell that means. He's a racist and he's a bigot and he's anti-American. And Jimmy Kimmel, last night, he's got another $14 million Democrat propaganda show that he does. And he is and they're all angry. They're all ganging up on CBS because they get to decide who does propaganda for the party. The networks don't get to decide. These little arrogant fascists with their helicopter rides to work and their $30 million oceanfront estates in the Hamptons and all that good stuff. You make $15 million a year. You can have a $30 million estate out in the Hamptons. And the Democrats think they're entitled to it. Jimmy Kimmel last night, and he's really, it's very traumatic for them that Stephen Colbert's last show will be. I did hit my DVR because I want to see him cry. And I suspect he'll cry in the A block. And then I think he's going to cry twice, Michael, in the A block before they go to the first commercial break. And then later, when a guest, I bet they're going to swoon and they're going to play music and the whole audience is going to cry. And maybe they'll blow up the theater. They do that. So, and then when they step outside, maybe fall into manhole covers, open manhole covers, and burn to death in the bowels of New York. Speaking of bowels, Jimmy Kimmel last night.
We will be off tomorrow night out of respect for our colleague and friend Stephen Colbert and the writers, producers. Yay, you're going to be off. His final show on CBS airs opposite ours. I think you know how I feel about the fact that they are being pushed out.
I think you know how I feel.
People who did the pushing feel ashamed of themselves tonight, although I know they probably won't. But on behalf of everyone at our show, we want to say to everyone at your show, it has been a pleasure to work alongside you. I will be working alongside him.
You work against him. He's your competitor.
Also, you see there's a conspiracy here to CBS for the last time. Don't ever watch it again, but watch tomorrow night to wish Stephen and our friends at The Late Show a fond farewell.
Yeah, working alongside. He's your competitor. You're not working alongside him. You're working against him. He's working against you. You're competing. It's like saying I'm with the Chicago Bears. I want to thank the Washington Redskins for working alongside them. No, you're in a direct competition, a one-to-one, head-to-head competition. But it's a conspiracy. They're all on the same page. They're left-wing hacks, doubtless all kinds of sexual issues, and we all work together because we're doing the same thing. We're doing left-wing Democrat Party propaganda at a rate of more than $1 million a month, each one of these anchor boys. And here they are whining and we're so with you, and we're off tomorrow night, and the idiots clap because they've been brainwashed by commie pros. Amazing stuff, ridiculous. And then the farmer, folk singer Bruce Springsteen. He takes the agricultural tax deductions at his estate in New Jersey because some illegal alien grows rutabagas over in a corner of the property or something. So he pretends he's a farmer and he takes the same tax deductions that you'd get if you were growing 20,000 acres of soybeans in Kansas or something. Total fraud. There he is. But Bruce Springsteen was on Colbert last night, and he's a not bright political hack. He's a billionaire too. We should take all of his money. We should just, whatever he has should be confiscated. We should even take his mung beans from his estate, and no more tax deduction for you. But Bruce Springsteen, who I never liked from day one, he can't sing. I was a better singer than him when I was 15, and I'm still a better singer than him. And most of his songs suck, and he's unpatriotic. And here's Bruce Springsteen last night on Stephen Colbert, because it's like it's World War II, these people. I think tonight, maybe at the end of the episode, they should all self-immolate. Bruce Springsteen last night.
Stephen, I'm here in support tonight for Stephen because you're the first guy in America who's lost his show because we got a president who can't take a joke.
No, that's not it. That reminds me of Howard Beale in Network, the first network news anchor to be killed because of poor ratings. Your ratings suck. You're overpaid. You're not funny. Nobody likes you. Go home. Self-immolate if you wish. It's your choice. And Bruce Springsteen, he brought his little guitar, but he didn't play an actual song that anyone might care about. Why would he pay this Minnesota anti-Trump, anti-ICE protest song in favor of Tren de Aragua raping your daughters. And here's Bruce Springsteen. And honestly, this, in case there was any question whether his music sucks or not, no question about that. A Minnesota protest song, anti-ICE, anti-Trump. And that's the song that he played on Colbert last night while whining and complaining and sniveling and groveling and severing the genitalia of school children. Yeah, the streets of Minneapolis, man. Yeah, just amazing, appalling people. You people, I got to tell you. And so tonight I'm looking for it. I'm thinking maybe a self-immolation. I can't get away from it. You know, but 9 or 10 Democrats have self-immolated recently. They've started a trend. You know, they're big trendsetters, and I wouldn't want them to necessarily stop all of that, because now it's getting good to them. And that's, you know, and then maybe you should go self-immolate near a synagogue or something, which you guys, the Israeli embassy might be too far for you. These people. You know, I used to think that a mattress was just another piece of furniture around the house until Ghost Bed sent me one of their mattresses to try. They bring mattresses into the 21st century, which is a good thing, because Ghost Bed, they don't build mattresses like it's just another piece of furniture. They build engineered sleep systems. These are beds designed to help with relief and recovery for your body, for you. It's not just about looks in the showroom. It's not all fluff. Your body should be healing while you're sleeping, not fighting for comfort, trying to find a comfortable position. I noticed the difference right away. So if you're waking up, you're stiff, maybe you're tossing and turning, sleeping too hot, that goes on. Even reaching for pain pills before you ever even get into bed, hoping tonight will somehow be different. You know, that's not normal aging. It might be your mattress yelling at you out loud to get rid of it and get a good new mattress. And here's another thing that's really great about the Ghost Bed. You get 101 nights to sleep in the bed at home. And if you don't feel the difference, then you can send it back risk-free. GhostBed is offering my audience, that's you, their lowest prices of the season, plus an extra 10% off because you hang with me. All you have to do is go to ghostbed.com/plant and use the promo code PLANT. That's PLANT twice. Ghostbed.com/plant. The promo code is PLANTE. Yes, sir. You got it. So last night I DVR'd it. I might even turn it on tonight. I probably will while it's online, because I want to see him cry and see if there are any suicide vests, or it'll be his highest rated episode in years and years. And then they'll come out and lie and say, see, our ratings were good all along, because, you know, they're just propagandists for the left. And Trump derangement syndrome is real. It's diagnosable. It's a mental illness. And practically every Democrat has that mental illness. That's for sure. We're at 888-630-9625.
This was the story of Howard Beale, the first known instance of a man who was killed because he had lousy ratings.
There's only one Chris Plant. The Chris Plant Show. News Talk 105.9 WMAL. Making sense of the news.
It's Vince for Artisan Movers. As a military brat, I remember my parents stressed every time we moved, worried something would break because some movers treated our stuff like junk. It was always stressful. That's why today, whether you're moving across town or across the country, I recommend Artisan Movers, a local family-owned business founded by Mark Lewandowski. He's a proud Terp fan, having graduated from the University of Maryland, and a hardworking all-American guy. Mark built Artisan Movers on the vision of giving his customers honest, dependable, high-quality, stress-free moving services. Artisan Movers provides you with local and long-distance moves, storage, and even white glove service, meaning they'll pack and unpack everything in your home or office. You don't lift a finger. They'll do it all with care, professionalism, and the kind of personal touch you just don't get with the big chains. Honest, careful, and professional. That's the Artisan way. So for your next move, trust Artisan Movers. Free quotes and WMAL listener discounts are available. Call 240-600-0998. That's 240-600-0998. Or visit artisanmovers.com.
Get a jump on next summer with Vrbo's early booking deals. Don't wait to claim your dream summer spot, whether that includes a good porch swing or a poolside lounger. When you book early, you get the best places at the best prices. But back to poolside loungers. With Vrbo, you don't have to reserve any loungers. They're all yours. In fact, the whole private home is yours. Book with early booking deals, and you can lounge around all summer long however you please. Book with Vrbo.
Okay, all signed up. Easy. Now let's run payroll. What the? Hey girl, I'm you with more gusto. Nice. Who's that? New social media manager, hired and onboarded with gusto. And spoiler, we're kind of famous now. Wait, we're famous? Oh, well, I'm famous. Payroll, benefits, and HR. Designed and built for small businesses. Choose a future with gusto.
If the world were like a Sleep Number mattress, everything would adapt for your comfort. Because as your life changes and your body changes, Sleep Number mattresses adapt and shift to give you personalized comfort night after night. And now everything's on sale during our Memorial Day event. Save up to $1,200 on mattresses, plus free delivery when you add a base. Ends Monday. To experience a whole new world of comfort, visit a Sleep Number store or go to sleepnumber.com. Sleep Number, to a good life's sleep.
At University of Maryland Global Campus, we know you're no stranger to setting big goals, whether in school, at work, or in life. And you're ready for more. At UMGC, we offer the skills-based education you need to move your career forward. Learn how to apply AI, data science, and other emerging tech. Plus gain skills in leadership and critical thinking. You've come far. Succeed again. No application fee if you apply by June 1st. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chev.
For generations, we've trusted the ones who help keep things moving. For more than 90 years, that's included Advance Auto Parts. Whatever the season, they help us advance. We count on them for the right parts to keep us from missing out on life's good parts. So whether it's a lake day at First Light or a game that stretches into the night, with over 4,300 stores, Advance Auto Parts is right around the corner and ready to help.
American Financing can make sure that you are financially secure for your golden era. And one of the number one ways to make sure that you don't have opportunity financially is to be burdened by debt that you cannot pay off. That's what usury rates. Usury rates should be illegal. They're immoral based on the Bible. You're talking about rates of 20 and 30% for credit card debt. That kind of stuff can drown you out. Get rid of it. Call my friends at American Financing right now. It's America's home for home loans at 888-528-1219, 888-528-1219, AmericanFinancing.net/Benny. Get out of debt today.
NMLS 182334, NMLSConsumerAccess.org. APR for rates in the 5 start at 6.327% for well-qualified borrowers. Call 888-528-1219 for details about credit costs and terms. Visit AmericanFinancing.net/Benny. Average savings based on borrowers who save over $199.99.
Sound familiar? At Mattress Firm, we understand there are many problems that can keep you up at night, like snoring, aches and pains, or sleeping hot. Our sleep experts have the unrivaled know-how to match you with a mattress that can help. And now at Mattress Firm, save up to $500 on Tempur-Pedic, plus get a $300 instant gift. For the great sleep you deserve, visit Mattress Firm. We make sleep easy. Restrictions apply. See store or website for details.
Mark Levin, weekdays 6 till 9 on 105.9 WMAL, making sense of the news.
All right, let us. I do want to get back to that New York lady in the manhole thing. That's a horrible story. But right now, let's go to the telephones. Let's go to Jeff calling from Chicago, Illinois, listening on the great WLS. Jeffrey, you're on the Chris Plank Show.
Hey, good morning, Chris. From Chirac.
Shirakistan.
Yeah. When you had long-time listener, when you had commented on Bruce Springsteen, and now it's about 40 years that I've known what you just said. And, I'm class of 86 at Quigley. And anyway, so, the hype, MTV, Glory Days, Born in the USA, You know, it took us like 6 months to get these tickets. Soldier Field, the old one with AstroTurf. We're there early. We're up against the front stage. Took a while. Oh, it's a hot day. Took a while. So we're sharing spliffs. And he finally gets on, and it was like a godlike experience. Born in the USA. And after that, Chris, 4 hours of dribble. And I just went, and I was like, this guy is an idiot. I don't know what I was thinking. Totally.
Well, you were, a lot of people got roped. You were ahead of the curve, I think.
This is the Chris Plant Show. WMAL-FM, Woodbridge, Washington, a Cumulus media station. Making sense of the news. News Talk 105.9. News now.
WMAL News at 10:30. I'm John Matthews. The House is expected to vote on legislation today to compel the president to withdraw from the war with Iran. Previous votes on similar resolutions have repeatedly failed. But Democrats are hoping today's vote could be a turning point. The White House argues the ceasefire with Iran negates the timeline that's guiding today's vote. A think tank group estimates Americans will collectively spend an extra $3.5 billion on gasoline this long holiday weekend. The latest consumer price index shows airfares are about 20% higher in April than a year ago. That has some travelers opting for shorter getaways and closer destinations. Lower than projected use could trigger rate increases on the Dulles Toll Road ahead of schedule set by the Airports Authority. Instead of 2028, we could see hikes sooner. Traffic and weather next.
This report is sponsored by Mothers Against Drunk Driving.
For victims of drunk and drug driving, our grief is unique, but you are not alone. You always have a place at MAD. Call our 24-hour victim helpline at 877-MAD-HELP or visit mad.org.
On 95 southbound in Virginia, very slow right now from the Fairfax County Parkway down to the construction that is right after Route 123. As you cross the Occoquan, the right lane there is closed, but it's pretty good still as you continue south on 95 from Prince William County into Stafford County and points south. Around the Beltway, the outer loop is very slow from Telegraph Road in the local lanes to the work zone at the Wilson Bridge. Outer loop is also a little heavy still from New Hampshire Avenue around to Georgia Avenue. Now from GarageDoorRepair.com, the WMAL Weather Channel forecast.
Gray and gloomy with temperatures in the 60s, 65 at Reagan National. John Matthews, WMAL News.
It's Vince for Artisan Movers. As a military brat, I remember my parents stressed every time we moved, worried something would break because some movers treated our stuff like junk. It was always stressful. That's why today, whether you're moving across town or across the country, I recommend Artisan Movers, a local family-owned business founded by Mark Lewandowski. He's a proud Terp fan, having graduated from the University of Maryland and a hardworking all-American guy. Mark built Artisan Movers on the vision of giving his customers honest, dependable, high-quality, stress-free moving services. Artisan Movers provides you with local and long-distance moves, storage, and even white glove service, meaning they'll pack and unpack everything in your home or office. You don't lift a finger. They'll do it all with care, professionalism, and the kind of personal touch you just don't get with the big chains. Honest, careful, and professional. That's the Artisan way. So for your next move, trust Artisan Movers. Free quotes and WMAL listener discounts are available. Call 240-600-0998. That's 240-600-0998. Or visit artisanmovers.com.
Spectrum TV makes sports easy, so I never miss. Never miss a homer. Never miss a home field hat trick. Never miss a goal line stand. Inches from the end zone. Never miss an end-to-end, tic-tac-toe, top shelf snipe. Never miss a downtown buzzer beater for the championship win. Get your favorite streaming apps included at no extra cost with Live TV. It's one plan, one price, one place for all your sports. For details, visit SpectrumTV.com.
If the world were like a Sleep Number mattress, everything would adapt for your comfort. Because as your life changes and your body changes, Sleep Number mattresses adapt and shift to give you personalized comfort night after night. And now everything's on sale during our Memorial Day event. Save up to $1,200 on mattresses, plus free delivery when you add a base. Ends Monday. To experience a whole new world of comfort, visit a Sleep Number store or go to sleepnumber.com. Sleep Number, to a good life sleep.
They say higher education is outdated, irrelevant. We say, don't settle for the status quo.
At Grand Canyon University, we shatter it. We lead with a pioneering spirit in classrooms that are incubators for bold ideas.
You want opportunity. You want purpose. A chance to lead and serve in meaningful ways.
This is purpose-driven education. Find your purpose at Grand Canyon University. Visit gcu.edu.
Thank you for calling the Bombas Comfort Line. Bombas make socks, slippers, tees, and underwear made with the highest quality materials. Press 1 for comfort, 2 for style, 3 for donation.
You chose style. Bombas is styles for whatever you enjoy. You can run in Bombas, lounge in Bombas, dress them up, dress them down, but always give back in Bombas. Because with every item purchased, another is donated. Bombas, comfort worth calling for. Go to bombas.com/audio and use code audio for 20% off your first purchase. That's bombas.com and use code audio.
WMAL, making sense of the roads, because traffic doesn't always follow the pattern. Download the WMAL app to stream us for free.
The Colbert Show, he really struggled at first, but then the 2016 election night was a turning point. His reaction to Trump's surprise victory, his appeals to the audience, he became a voice of the Trump resistance first.
Brian Stelter of CNN.
And politics became an inescapable part of the show, but the Late Show was about so much more than politics.
No, it wasn't. That's seltzer water. He continues to be fired everywhere he goes because he's so awful and ignorant and just terrible. These are horrible people. And tonight is Stephen Colbert's last night on the CBS television network, which is nice because he sucks, and none of them are learning anything from it because they're ignorant sluts, and they're just amazing, terrible people. The Stephen Colbert and Brian Seltzerwater. Oh, and when it was Trump being elected in 2016 that saved him because he became a part of the anti-Trump resistance. It's an underground left-wing army living among us in the United States. They shot Donald Trump once, tried to shoot him at least 2 other times. They shoot people. They shot and killed Charlie Kirk. They shot and wounded Congressman Steve Scalise. They do this sort of thing all the time, don't they? Just amazing stuff. And the Los Angeles Times with their headline, "We will miss the divine and very human ministry of Stephen Colbert." That's the Los Angeles Times headline there. But wait a minute, the ministry, the divine, we'll miss the divine and very human ministry. It's a cult. It's a fatuous, ignorant, gender dysphoric death cult. And they think that their gods, their deities, are late-night left-wing talk show hosts that lie to them about everything, and they like it better that way. That's really quite amazing, isn't it? Yes, it is. So a divine and very human ministry. So now he's a Jesus-like figure. He's a God-like figure. And the headline is, "We will miss the divine and very human ministry of Stephen Colbert." Yeah, sure. There you go. And the Los Angeles Times writes, because it's a cult, writes, "Though in his chosen profession, Colbert has undoubtedly had a far greater impact, ministering to millions in a way that few, if any, cultural figures who exist outside the religious sphere have ever done." This is what they write. It is their religion because they killed God. Dog is their co-pilot. They abort their children, kill their children, sacrifice them in the altar. Like the ancients in Latin America did. They sacrificed their children, throwing them to volcanoes, hoping that the weather would get better. The Democrats are doing the same thing that these primitive, pre-literate cultures were doing. Now the Democrat Party in the United States is, they're like the Oonga Balungas from the jungles of Ukaway. Pretty amazing stuff, these people. In his chosen profession, Colbert has undoubtedly had far greater impact ministering to millions in a way few, if any, cultural figures who exist outside the religious sphere have ever done. These people are truly mentally ill. And maybe it's the after-school Satan clubs that the Democrat Party has set up that they liked so much. Isn't that amazing? And Daily Show, Jon Stewart predicts joyful noise when Donald Trump is finally gone. Yeah, I hope it's the sound of you people falling through manholes in New York City. Maybe that'll be it. And all your transgender school children will come out and push you into the manholes. Just extraordinary stuff. Yes, it is. The educational system is something terribly, terribly wrong. And I did. Well, there's so much to talk about. I did mention the lady yesterday that fell into the manhole in New York, and this is a crazy story, and I started talking about it a while ago, but gruesome cause of death revealed for Dougie Gokach, G-O-C-A-J is the last name. The grandmother who plunged down a New York City manhole that should be person hole. Racists, how dare they call it a manhole? You misogynists, you unbelievable. So the Westchester County, New York grandmother who plunged into an open manhole in Midtown Manhattan died of scald burns and an assortment of other horrendous injuries, the city's medical examiner found. The shocking death of Dougie Gokach, 56 years old. Westchester County came into the city. She's in her Mercedes SUV. It's 11:45 p.m., nearly midnight. She got out in front of the Cartier store in Midtown Manhattan, kind of a good neighborhood, I think. Suffered burns that included inhalation thermal injuries, along with blunt force trauma to her torso, which determined to be the cause of death, as you might imagine, by the medical examiner. The ghastly combination of injuries is consistent with a fall into a superheated steam often found within New York City's manholes. Sure, naturally, said Barbara Butcher, the appropriately named Butcher, the former chief of staff at the city's medical examiner's office. Perhaps the most damaging injury was the inhalation of steam, which would have damaged the, listen to this, alveoli, the alveoli right there, the tissue in the lungs, which transports oxygen to the bloodstream. Butchers said, when they, listen to this, when they swell, they can no longer bring in oxygen. The steam would have caused her to have scald burns on her skin, but the real cause of injury would be the inhalation. Leanne Grossberg, forensic pathologist in North Carolina, said such injuries are particularly dreadful. Quote, that would have been a really painful death, she said. End quote. Just amazing stuff. A witness said that the grandmother, Gokach, a devoted mom and grandmother who lived in Briarcliff Manor in Westchester County, hauntingly screaming, "I'm dying," as bystanders frantically tried to help her before first responders arrived. But she's down inside of manholes, so couldn't do that. And it's like falling into a flaming pit from hell. This is something out of an Escape from New York movie. The Democrat Party is turning every place into hell because they're the left. They're not liberals. Now, Commonwealth Edison, Con Edison, the utility hole that she dropped into appeared to be filled with boiling water and steam, the witness said. Just amazing stuff. The medical examiner's ruling confirmed that the grandmother died of horrific heat-related injuries. So she fell into an open manhole in the darkness of New York City of Manhattan, where she was scalded and burned to death while she screamed, "I'm dying, I'm dying." And New York, the passers-by, they say bystanders frantically tried to help her. And I'm sure that some people did, but there's not a lot you can do because she's down inside of a scalding manhole. And New York City leaves them open because Democrats run the place. And whereas, you know what the mayor there is really upset about is Donald Trump. And when the citizens of the state of New York, at least, are dying in horrible and horrific ways in Manhattan, the communist jihadi mayor of New York has nothing to say about any of that. Just appalling. Appalling, I tell you. All right, Michael, let us go back to the telephones. Let's go to Mark, calling from the great state of Missouri. Mark, you're on the Chris Plant Show.
Hey, thank you, Chris. Earlier, you were mentioning that the media is all giddy about President Trump's approval rating supposedly being about 33%. Well, at this point in Ronald Reagan's presidency, he was at 35%. Both of them were cleaning up Democrat messes, Carter's deep recession and Biden's disaster, and Reagan's hats and hat to pin yet. And President Trump's big, beautiful bill is kicking in. Plus, he's dealing with the Iran war, basically left because of Carter's mess as well. And 95% of the media was against both. And you talk about the late night idiots, all 100% against him, as well as Yahoo News and those types of athletes. And President Trump's really not getting any support from Republicans. They see his low numbers. They don't defend the war. They don't defend his economics. They're afraid. They're hiding in fear, and they don't want someone like Ken Paxton to join them. And it's just really pathetic. But eventually, the Reagan tax cuts kicked in, and he won 49 states. And I think that President Trump's big, beautiful bill will kick in. He'll end this war, though the Democrats are still trying to undermine it. And I think he'll be on a good track. But then the media won't report the good news. So I think we've seen this picture before, and I think it might turn out the same way, I hope, anyway.
That's good stuff, Mark, and you're right, of course. And let me, because you brought it up, and in the context of what you were just describing, it occurred to me that Donald Trump is actually still cleaning up what Jimmy Carter left, isn't he?
Yes, that the Shah got rid of the Shah of Iran, and I'm not an expert on it, but that's basically when it was taken over as an Islamic state, which a number of people seem to want here. And but you're right, it's been a long, 47-year mess.
That's right. That's right. And it all started because a weak president, Jimmy Carter, peace through strength and chaos through weakness. Jimmy Carter brought the weakness. Barack Obama not only brought the weakness, he paid the Islamic Revolution billions and billions of dollars, which they would use to enrich uranium, to build an arsenal of nuclear weapons, to put atop ballistic missiles that they would use to murder millions of Americans. And Barack Obama helped. Barack Obama can say, and I helped. And you mentioned the poll numbers and all these desperate headlines from the corrupt news media. And at the same time, a Quinnipiac poll, it's the same Quinnipiac poll that has President Trump with 33% approval on the economy, and only, how do you think he's handling the economy? 33% approval, and it's down several points lately. And really, it's because of gas prices. It's overwhelmingly because of gas prices. But at the same time, the same poll finds that the approval, same people of the Democrat Party is 20%. 20%. Right? Trump at 33, and he gets all these bombastic headlines about how terrible it is for Republicans and for Trump, and it's the worst ever. The Democrats are at 20%, which would mean 80% of Americans did not say, we're not feeling comfortable saying that they support the Democrat Party. And there are no bombastic headlines out there. Democrat Party plummets in popularity to 20%. 1 in 5 Americans only, but 20% of Americans approve of where the Democrat Party is. And there are no end of life headlines all over that, because the news media is the most corrupt institution in America.
Yes, and they are the Democrats too. So they don't want to say that they're even probably less popular than the media, as you say. Right. And it just is propaganda. I mean, Trump has to overcome so much that it's amazing. He's what he is and all the things that he's gotten done in his first term and now in his second term. And, it just seems like, you're always saying that the Democrats aren't on our side. Well, sometimes it even seems like the Republicans aren't. I think Mike Johnson's doing a solid job, but the Senate, they can't get anything done for him. And they don't defend him. And I don't know what's going on. It seems like they just want to keep their club going rather than having core ideas and things they want to advance and things like that. So he's been calling for the Save America Act and things like that. They don't really help him out much at all. So it's kind of a one-man show, and with some exceptions, he gets some help. But it's, like I say, that same thing back in the 80s. They all wanted Reagan to cave on his tax cuts, and he held firm. And I know President Trump will hold firm too as well. But there's many things going on, and even the war. They're trying to undermine the war. I mean, I think that's one of the reasons it's lasting maybe this long. That these people over in Iran know that a major party is trying to against it, so they're trying to hold out or whatever. You never know, but
No, I think you're 100% right. I couldn't agree more with what you said. I think you're 100% correct. Yeah, it's the Democrat Party provides sustenance to the Islamic Revolution on their path to nuclear weapons and ICBMs, and Barack Obama funded them with billions and billions of dollars. Now the Democrat Party is undermining the United States of America because of Trump derangement syndrome, and what they're fighting for is, well, for America to be hit with nuclear weapons by radical Islamists. The Mac Daddy of them all, beyond Al Qaeda, that crashed those hijacked planes into the buildings in the United States. The Democrats are looking to, and again, the Democrats are always on the side of the terrorists. They're on the side of the communists and the Sandinistas and Cuba, in North Korea, in North Vietnam, and Hanoi Jane is their hero for partying with the communists. And the Democrat Party is not on our side. They're just, boy, are they not on our side. They haven't been, and they're getting worse and worse. I've got to say, Mark, they're not getting better.
Yeah, I wish the Republicans would have a quick response team, and they don't seem to want to do this. But when Chuck Schumer, I know you had a different name for him yesterday, but he comes out and says epic fury is epic failure, they should fight back. Or when, of course, Hakeem Jeffries says we're at war now, have a team respond to them. I mean, the other day, yesterday you had Ted Cruz responding to Crazy Maisie and pointing out a lot of things that you always point out. That the Democrat Party is the racist party, and it actually kind of shut her up, I think. And so if they would fight back a little bit, the truth is a great enemy of these Democrats, and that might be their Achilles heel. And just have some core convictions and fight. Don't really weigh everything by what your consultants say and everything else. Just do something that would seem obvious to most Americans at this point.
Very well said, Mark. Very well. I mean, you're right. The Republican Party, it's the stupid party and the evil party. I got to tell you. And speaking of, and thank you for that, Mark. That is it's a great call. Very well stated. Everything. We've got some audio today of a man in Afghanistan. Have you seen this bearded loon in Afghanistan? Joe Biden. I think Joe Biden probably gave him a bag full of cash too. And this guy is on video. He's got two daughters, twin daughters. They're cute little girls. They're 7 years old. And what is Daddy doing? What's Daddy doing with his twin 7-year-old daughters? Cute little girls trying to smile. They don't know well. And that's the Democrats are cultural relativists on top of everything else. And our culture is better than the culture in Afghanistan. Everybody on earth knows it. But the Democrat Party fights against us. This Afghan man with the bearded loon with his twin daughters at the age of 7. I think the Democrats are right about where he is now, too. I've got that coming up. And we're at 888-630-9625.
You're listening to The Chris Plant Show. News Talk 105.9 WMAL, making sense of the news.
It's Vince for Artisan Movers. As a military brat, I remember my parents stressed every time we moved, worried something would break because some movers treated our stuff like junk. It was always stressful. That's why today, whether you're moving across town or across the country, I recommend Artisan Movers, a local family-owned business founded by Mark Lewandowski. He's a proud Terp fan, having graduated from the University of Maryland, and hardworking all-American guy. Mark built Artisan Movers on the vision of giving his customers honest, dependable, high-quality, stress-free moving services. Artisan Movers provides you with local and long-distance moves, storage, and even white glove service, meaning they'll pack and unpack everything in your home or office. You don't lift a finger. They'll do it all with care, professionalism, and the kind of personal touch you just don't get with the big chains. Honest, careful, and professional. That's the Artisan way. So for your next move, trust Artisan Movers. Free quotes and WMAL listener discounts are available. Call 240-600-0998. That's 240-600-0998. Or visit artisanmovers.com.
At University of Maryland Global Campus, we know you're no stranger to setting big goals, whether in school, at work, or in life. And you're ready for more. At UMGC, we offer the skills-based education you need to move your career forward. Learn how to apply AI, data science, and other emerging tech. Plus gain skills in leadership and critical thinking. You've come far. Succeed again. No application fee if you apply by June 1st. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chev.
Payroll's running, 401k added. So simple. Who the? Hey there, I'm you with Gusto Payroll. You look so relaxed. Sure, payroll's done. Compliance is covered, and even signed the new lease. Love this for me.
Doc, am I seeing double?
Just me, with more gusto. Get crystal clear payroll, benefits, and HR, so you can double down in your business. Choose a future with gusto.
A spikeless golf shoe built from the insights of Tiger Woods. The Presidio. Tour-level stability, engineered for every round, every shot, every swing. No spikes required. Dual durometer traction plate. Lateral stability brace. External heel counter. Technology engineered for performance in a silhouette clean enough to match how seriously you play. Spikeless, uncompromising. Sunday Red. The Presidio is available now at sundayred.com.
For generations, we've trusted the ones who help keep things moving. For more than 90 years, that's included Advance Auto Parts. Whatever the season, they help us advance. We count on them for the right parts to keep us from missing out on life's good parts. So whether it's a late day at First Light or a game that stretches into the night, with over 4,300 stores, Advance Auto Parts is right around the corner and ready to help.
If the world were like a Sleep Number mattress, everything would adapt for your comfort. Because as your life changes and your body changes, Sleep Number mattresses adapt and shift to give you personalized comfort night after night. And now everything's on sale during our Memorial Day event. Save up to $1,200 on mattresses, plus free delivery when you add a base. Ends Monday. To experience a whole new world of comfort, visit a Sleep Number store or go to sleepnumber.com. Sleep Number, to a good life sleep.
You've got weight loss goals, but hitting them is another story. Enter HIMS. Access an affordable range of FDA-approved GLP-1 medications, including the Wegovy pill and the Wegovy pen, designed to make weight loss success seamless. With Wegovy at HIMS, lose up to 20% of your body weight when combined with diet and exercise. Plus, Wegovy is the first ever GLP-1 pill for weight loss. No needles needed. Connect with a licensed provider through HIMS 100% online. No insurance needed. Even better, if prescribed, you'll get access to 24/7 provider support, plus lifestyle and nutrition tips. Ready to reach your goals with weight loss on your terms? Visit hims.com. That's HIMS.com. hims.com. Weight loss by HIMS is not available in all 50 states. Wegovy is the registered trademark of Novo Nordisk AS. To get started and learn more, including important safety information, Wegovy clinical study information, and restrictions, visit hims.com.
What's Spectrum One? It's internet, Wi-Fi, and mobile working together as one. It's the fastest, most reliable internet to stream and game how you want.
Wow,
it's security you don't have to think about that keeps your family safe online. And it's mobile that runs on the nation's fastest, most reliable 5G network, so you can stay connected wherever life takes you. Spectrum One. It's internet, Wi-Fi, and mobile working together as one. Learn more at spectrum.com. Services not available in all areas. Restrictions apply.
WMAL, making sense of social media, because big tech can't be trusted. Download the WMAL app to stream us for free.
There is a BBC documentary, and the BBC went to Afghanistan. And they talked to some troglodytes slithering out of pits in the earth. Pretty amazing stuff. And they interviewed a grown man, who has two daughters, and the daughters are right there, two little girls. They're 7 years old, and the daughters are crying and looking around. And BBC is making video. And Dad, the BBC is making the case that we need to send food and money to Afghanistan because a million years later they still can't feed themselves without chopping human heads off. So they're interviewing this bearded loon who is doubtless illiterate and smells very, very badly. And they ask him, hey, your daughter, gosh, things are so hard. What are you going to do to make ends meet? Maybe you could sell your moccasins. You could sell your sandals. He had some other ideas. Here's the BBC doc talking to a bearded loon in Afghanistan with his two daughters there.
Abdul Rashid Azimi's home, we're suddenly confronted by the devastating impact. He calls for his daughters. Rukia and Rahila are twins. They're 7. Abdul is eager to explain why he's making unbearable choices. I'm ready to sell my daughters. I'm poor and in debt. I come home with parched lips, distressed and confused. My children come to me saying, Baba, give us some bread.
Bread, Baba.
But what can I give? Where is the work so I can earn? It breaks my heart, but it's the only way to feed my other children, Uncle says.
What way? He's going to sell his two daughters. He's selling them. And the BBC headline, Selling Children to Survive. Afghan father forced to make impossible choices. I don't think he was forced to make impossible choices. He's selling his daughters into sex slavery at the age of 7 because his culture is a lot like the Democratic Party.
WMAL-FM, Woodbridge, Washington, a Cumulus media station. Making sense of the news. News Talk 105.9. News now.
WMAL News at 11. Good morning. I'm John Matthews. The White House is taking issue with the report on Iran's stance on nuclear material.
They are pushing back hard on this Reuters report this morning that claims that the Iranian supreme leader allegedly said that the enriched uranium that is inside the country right now will not be allowed to leave as part of any peace agreement or nuclear deal. The White House is pushing back on this. They say that Reuters report is not true. I'm told that, in fact, no decision has been made on that particular issue.
Fox News' Asha Hasni. Elon Musk's SpaceX officially has filed to go public. Will we have liftoff?
The SEC filing does not set a stock price, but it does peel back the curtain on the financials of SpaceX, which now includes its rocket business, Starlink satellites, and artificial intelligence company XAI. SpaceX generated $18.7 billion in revenue last year and reported a loss of around $5 billion. It generated a nearly $800 million profit the previous year, 2024.
Fox News' Grady Trimble. Musk will own 42% equity in the new deal, but retain 85% of the voting power. We'll find out this afternoon exactly who the Montgomery County School Superintendent plans to lay off amid a constrained budget.
How many people we employ as a school system and how much we pay them. Those are our two main choices for looking at reductions.
Dr. Thomas Taylor planning accordingly as he sets to do with $36 million less than was requested for the school budget. His recommendations today could cut positions by the hundreds, though his goals include keeping the reductions as far away from the classroom as possible. Though Taylor acknowledged this will impact students and families. Of the process, one union leader tells 7 News.
All the people who keep our schools running are still not completely out of the woods.
Scotland on WMAL and WMAL.com.
The county council meets at this hour to officially pass the entire county budget for the fiscal year starting July 1st. A Maryland man accused of shooting and killing a passenger in his car is due in court today.
Quadruple amputee Dayton Weber is expected to appear in a Charles County courtroom. Today, Weber is set to have a discovery status hearing. The 27-year-old professional cornhole player is facing multiple charges, including first-degree murder and the shooting death of 27-year-old Bradrick Wells. Back in March, police say Weber shot Wells after a heated argument. Weber claims he acted in self-defense. He's being held without bond.
7 News' John Rogers. Anyone who takes on Governor Wes Moore as he runs for re-election this fall will be way behind in terms of fundraising. Moore has raised more than $800,000 just in the past 4 months alone, and he has more than $6 million in his campaign war chest, far more than any other candidate. The one other Democrat officially in the race, Eric Felber, did not raise any money. On the GOP side, businessman Ed Hale raised about $200,000. Dan Cox, the previous GOP nominee for governor, raised about $31,000. Checking your money, the Dow is down 86 points, the Nasdaq's down 127. Up next, traffic and weather on WMAL.
It's Vince for Artisan Movers. As a military brat, I remember my parents stressed every time we moved, worried something would break because some movers treated our stuff like junk. It was always stressful. That's why today, whether you're moving across town or across the country, I recommend Artisan Movers, a local family-owned business founded by Mark Lewandowski. He's a proud Terp fan, having graduated from the University of Maryland and hardworking all-American guy. Mark built Artisan Movers on the vision of giving his customers honest, dependable, high-quality, stress-free moving services. Artisan Movers provides you with local and long-distance moves, storage, and even white glove service, meaning they'll pack and unpack everything in your home or office. You don't lift a finger. They'll do it all with care, professionalism, and the kind of personal touch you just don't get with the big chains. Honest, careful, and professional. That's the Artisan way. So for your next move, trust Artisan Movers. Free quotes and WMAL listener discounts are available. Call 240-600-0998. That's 240-600-0998. Or visit artisanmovers.com.
You may have noticed over the past few years, especially after I went through the whole, battle for health and everything, I had to lose some weight. I was getting really bad osteoarthritis. I still have it. I had to lose weight. I didn't have a choice. I'm very concerned about what I put in my body. I did not want to try those weight loss injections. I just didn't want to do it. So I called my friends at Brickhouse Nutrition. They've been with me a long time. And I said, Miles, you got an option here? And he said, we do. We have this product coming out called Lean. That was years ago. The product is a huge success. We get tons of amazing feedback on it. You're looking to lose weight? Check out Lean. Visit takelean.com. Enter code THANKYOU25 for 25% off. People talk about these injections all the time. So what if you're looking to lose weight but not interested in the injections, especially when you hear about the some of the intense side effects? The doctors at Brickhouse Nutrition created Lean, and the results are remarkable. I'm proof positive of it. The studied ingredients in Lean have been shown to help lower your blood sugar, help burn fat by converting it into energy, and curb your appetite and cravings so you're not as hungry. It's really that simple. But listen, Lean is not for the casual dieter. Doctors created Lean for frustrated dieters with 10 or more pounds to lose. I had about 10 more pounds to lose. Here's even better news. They're having a huge Memorial Day sale, and Lean is 25% off. 25% off. Just try it out. That's all I ask. Visit takelean.com. Enter code THANKYOU25 for 25% off. Give it a shot. That's takelean.com. Takelean.com. These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. The products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. And it's not a substitute or alternative for care from a healthcare provider.
Steve Hirshhorn in the Hadid Carpet Cleaning Traffic Center.
95 southbound is very slow from Fairfax County Parkway down to the work zone right before the Prince William Parkway, blocking the right lane. 395 northbound and delays from the Pentagon across the 14th Street Bridge into town. Outer loop at the Beltway at the Wilson Bridge in the local lanes. It was a work zone blocking one right lane, causing delays now that begin at Route 1 Alexandria across the bridge. Bethesda northbound Wisconsin Avenue is blocked between Dorset Avenue and Grafton Street because of ongoing utility work there. Now from GarageDoorRepair.com, the WMAL Weather Channel forecast.
Temperatures may actually back off a bit into the mid-60s this afternoon with a few showers, maybe even a thunderstorm this afternoon through tonight. Tonight's low 55 and scattered showers on Friday. How about this? Low 60s for high temperatures. On the Weather Channel, I'm meteorologist Ray Stagicon, WMAL.
65 at Reagan National. John Matthews, News Talk 105.9 WMAL.
Now on 105.9 FM and streaming worldwide on the WMAL app. Chris Plant.
Councilmember Hugo Soto Martinez, who has endorsed you, he wants to explore ways to let non-citizens vote in city elections. Now, politics is all about timing. With Donald Trump in the White House, is this the right time for Los Angeles to go down this path?
Well, I think we need to explore it.
Yes, I think it needs to be explored. We need to explore whether non-citizens should be voting in American elections so that America will be completely unrecognizable as a nation by the time the left, that is to say the Democrat Party, gets done with it. That's Los Angeles Mayor Karen Bass, former member of the House of Representatives, should look at non-citizens voting in elections because the fascists are here, and they're here to tear the teeth out of the dead body that was the United States of America. You know, the left. Yes, sir. That Democrat Party. Karen Bass. Yeah, we should look at, first of all, the question is being asked. You should consider non-citizens voting in American elections, shouldn't you? Oh, yeah, we should look at that because I'm more un-American than any Democrat in the past. We're so incredibly un-American. We don't believe in democracy. We don't believe in anything. We're just, it's unbelievable. Man, oh man, I am telling you. The Democrat Party Now, I played audio for you yesterday, maybe even the day before yesterday, of a Democrat running for the U.S. House of Representatives in Texas, the great state of Texas. And this woman is quite a Maureen Galindo. You know her, Maureen Galindo. She's the one. She wants to throw what she calls Zionists into concentration camps, is what they are. The Democrats can change the language all they want, but they're concentration camps for the Jews, because the Democrat Party is anti-Jew. They're anti-Semites. They're racists. They're pro-Hamas. They're pro-Hezbollah. They're pro-Islamic Revolution in Iran. They're anti-Israel and they're anti-American. And then once you get all the Jews and other Zionists, because I'm a Zionist and I'm not Jewish, so I'm going to the concentration camp too. And there she will have castrations. They're going to set up an operation just like their boy Dr. Joseph Mengele did with castrations, mass castrations, for people that she will identify and the Democrats will identify as pedophiles, even though they are 100% pedophile. All the pedophiles in the House of Representatives voted yesterday to castrate your boys and turn your girls into boys in schools without notifying parents. And 198 Democrats in the House of Representatives voted to let schools change your children's genders without notifying parents. So you guys are the pedophiles. There is no doubt about it. And you guys are Jeffrey Epstein, and Jeffrey Epstein was you guys. He was a lifelong Democrat and all that. But here is Maureen Galindo running for the House of Representatives in Texas as a Democrat on her concentration camps for Jews.
So, I don't care what religion you are. If you are a Zionist, meaning that you believe that you are just entitled to land, or someone's just entitled to land based off of religious beliefs, and that you'll kill all of the Semites for it, then yeah, I think that you're a danger to humanity and belong in prison, especially if you have the political and economic resources to make that happen. And that's how we will get all of the billionaire Zionists in prison.
That's how we're going to get all the billionaire Zionists, because all Zionists, the Jews, they're all billionaires, and they control the weather like the Rothschilds, according to Washington, D.C. Democrat city councilman and all of that good stuff. She's really something, and they're going to kill the Jews. Are going to kill all the Zionists. Who they're going to? They're going to kill the Semites. I'm sorry, the Semites. Jews are Semites, and so the Semites are going to kill all the Semites. She is not a bright woman. And then once you have the concentration camps for all the Jews and all that good stuff, then you go with the castration program, because we know that all the Jews are pedophiles. Actually, all the Democrats are pedophiles. And so we're going to have to castrate them because they're pedophiles. That's what she said, because this is where she is. And she's running for Congress on this platform. Truly remarkable stuff. Castration, organized a state-run concentration camp. Castration, labeling everybody pedophiles. And now they're calling everybody pedophiles. Had a lefty call into my radio show last week and called me a pedophile protector, because, Trump's name is somewhere in millions and millions of pages of Jeffrey Epstein files that the Biden administration had sitting on the shelf for 4 years. And they say, Trump's name is in the Epstein files. Yeah, and it says that Trump kicked Epstein out of a party and then called the police on him in Florida and asked the police to arrest him. And so his name is in the files. And the Democrats say, the name is in the file. His name is in the file, so he's a pedophile. And if you voted for Trump, you're a pedophile protector. And they're going around saying that they're calling everybody pedophiles. And she's calling everybody pedophiles, and all the Zionists are pedophiles, and we're going to have to castrate them. And that's the Democrat Party today. Aren't they amazing? Concentration camps for Zionists, that's to say Jews. Now, there is a Democrat member of the House of Representatives. His name is Jared Moskowitz. Jared Moskowitz. He's Jewish. And he's a Democrat. He's a member of the House of Representatives. And he's like, hey, my party is the Nazi party. How did I become him? How are we growing Nazis in the field here in Texas? We're growing concentration camps for Jews and castration. And that's where it begins. And before you know it, they're bulldozing all the bodies into pits, just like the Socialist Workers' Party of the 1940s in Germany. Isn't it amazing? But Jared Moskowitz was on CBS News. And he said, and somebody said, hey, come you Democrats are setting up concentration camps for the Jews and castration centers for the Jews. And Jared Moskowitz might have to change parties now. Turns out his grandparents were killed by the socialist workers in Germany way back when. Democrat Representative Jared Moskowitz on CBS.
I mean, first of all, my reaction is if she winds up winning that election, as soon as she's sworn in, I will force a vote to expel her. And I will force a vote to expel her every single solitary day until I achieve that objective. She's not welcome in the Democratic Party. She's not welcome in Congress. Okay, talking about taking Americans and putting them in concentration camps, right? This is not just escalatory behavior. This happened. My grandmother was part of the kinder transport out of Germany. Her parents were killed in Auschwitz. My kids are not going to camps.
I'm a little muddled, but my grandmother in the kinder transports, it's kind of like kindergarten, but they're bringing you to the concentration camps and the death camps. And then I guess his grandparents were killed. Is that what he said in Auschwitz? And he's going to vote every day. And there's no place in my party. Yeah, you're the only Democrat in Congress that's out there pounding the table on this, because you've got some family history with the Socialist Workers' Party in Germany, killing your family members. And, you know, now you're a member of the party that is bringing it all back and firebombing Jewish governors' mansions in Pennsylvania and beyond. You people, I got to tell you. So there's a Republican who's making the rounds with him saying, and I'll help you. I'll help vote to expel her. But the Democrats, just amazing. Man, oh man. You guys, what's the matter with you people? But at least he said that much to CBS. I think CBS didn't know exactly what to do about that. These are different times, that's for sure. Man, oh Manischewitz, I am telling you. All right, we should go back to a telephone call. Let's go to the telephones. Let's go to oh holy cow. Let's go to Steve, calling from Maryland, where they have that wacky governor and the crazy.
Hey, Chris, how you doing?
Hey, Steve, I'm good. How about you,
Chris?
Very well, buddy.
I'm waiting to go into the gym, but I grew up in Iran.
Oh, no kidding.
No kidding. I went to high school, all Toronto American school, and all of my Toronto American school friends. Hello. Salam, buddy.
Really, it's salam. Even in Persian, it's salam. It's not assalamu alaikum though.
No, it's salam.
That's Arabic, yeah.
Just salam.
Right.
We have to destroy the Islamic regime, the evil Islamic regime. It has to happen.
Now, were you there with an American diplomatic family or a corporate?
Oh, Dad was Air Force. I'm an Air Force brat.
Oh, okay.
I'm an Air Force brat.
And you're going. So you were assigned to the. Well, gosh. Well, still, why were you growing up in Tehran, U.S. Air Force?
Well, Dad took Mom and me and my brother there, so we were there for 6 years, all through high school.
Wow.
And I owned that town. I owned that city. I could walk everywhere. Me and my crew, we owned Tehran. And
is that right?
Gary Wheaton is listening right now, I'm sure. He was part of my crew.
Oh, that's fun. Well, so what do you keep in touch with people that, but you went to school with a bunch of expats mostly?
It was dip kids, expats. No, not expats. Military folks, AAI, oil workers, all kinds of people.
Wow. I'm trying to figure out how old you are.
Tehran American School. It was the largest overseas American high school in history.
Really? Wow.
Seriously, I'm telling you, it's like 7,000 kids went through that from 54 to 79 before the Troubles.
All right, so you got out in 79, is that right?
No, 77. I left before the Troubles happened. But, but there were, burning tires in the streets. I lived through that.
Yeah. It got worse after the burning tires in the streets part. Well, that's very interesting, and you keep in touch with a lot of people. And what's the general consensus? Do you have any sense of what's going on there? That we're not hearing?
Absolutely. I have friends in Iran, Ardashir, if you're listening. He lives in Karaj, a place where I used to work. As a teenager, I built a radar station in Karaj, on the mountaintop in Karaj.
Really?
Yeah, well, I swept the floors, so I call it, building.
Your radar station, and that's fun. Well, I got to say that's fascinating. I think that'd be really interesting and a great way. What a fun thing, before the fall of the Shah's regime. And I don't know if you're listening. I ran into Reza Pahlavi, the junior, a couple of months ago.
Javid Shah, my friend.
Yeah, the Shah in exile, perfectly nice guy, real nice guy. I actually met him once, like 40 years ago, when I was 20 years old or something in Santa Barbara, California. They had just
gosh, we were all 20 years old at one point, and yes, I met him too.
Is that
some sort of a gig in Bethesda?
Yeah,
eons ago.
Yeah.
And I so hope he gets it. I so hope he gets. He is the one transitional figure, I think, the one transitional figure that can change Iran from the evil Islamic regime that it is into something else.
Yeah, and I don't think he wants to be the Shah. When I don't think it would be likely he would not become the Shah, but he might be able to play a leadership role. And I understand that there are a lot of Iranians, Persians who would be happy to see him come back in some capacity, perhaps not as the monarch, but in a role that would help them to join the civilized world.
A transitional role, right? I mean, that's it. He's there to give some sort of stability to the change that has to happen. It has to happen. I don't know any other Iranian figure that could fill that role except him.
Yeah. Right. And he lives here in the Washington metropolitan area.
Well, he's all over the world right now, but he lives outside Bethesda, I think.
Yeah, I think maybe in Potomac, but yeah, and it would be nice to see a change of regime there, and I mean that for the 92 million people of Iran first and foremost, and then for the hundreds of millions in the region, and then for the world because of the economy and the flow of energy, and then because radical Islamic jihadi terrorism is a blight on humanity.
Yes, absolutely. Radical Islamic jihadi terrorism is without a doubt a blight on humanity.
Yeah.
But here, I got to get this in. We're going to have a reunion, a Tehran American School reunion. As soon as this stuff is over with, we're going to go back to our home, back to Tehran.
Oh, okay.
And I'm going to play basketball in my old gym.
That sounds like a lot of fun, actually. We work here, always our friend Jasmine, who is not in today, very often screening calls. She is a member of a Persian family that fled when the Shah was cut loose by Jimmy Carter and the Democrats, which opened the floodgates to this 47 years of global chaos. And the Democrats and weak leadership and Jimmy Carter certainly played a hand in all of that. It's not 100% on Jimmy Carter, but a huge part of it is on Jimmy Carter and the Democrats, because they think they're so enlightened that, the Shah of Iran, Reza Pahlavi, the senior, led a comparatively enlightened Iran. You're there, you're a young man, you're an American. There were beautiful women everywhere, right? And they were dressed kind of like normal Western women, right? And they were going to universities and working in the workplace, right? When you were there as a teenager, isn't that right? Oh, what? Oh, his phone it must have been the NSA or something like that. That's wild, man, wild. I am telling you. Well, that's great stuff. That's great fun. I'd love to go to the reunion myself. I've never been to Tehran. My stepfather, who we called Dad in the house, he was in Tehran for the fall of the Shah. He was a CBS News reporter and all that. That's a fun call, Steve. I wish that your phone had dropped off, but feel free to call back as the situation develops or devolves in Iran. Fighting the troglodytes, it's to prevent them from acquiring an arsenal of nuclear weapons. Foreign Ministry rep So they've got enough to make 10 or maybe 11 nuclear weapons. And that means there will be 10 or maybe 11 cities wiped off the face of the earth. And the Democrat Party is helping them, just as Barack Obama did. They're not the good guys. Definitely not the good guys. We're at 888-630-9625.
There's only one Chris Plant, the Chris Plant Show. News Talk 105.9 WMAL, making sense of the news.
You may have noticed over the past few years, especially after I went through the whole, battle for health and everything, I had to lose some weight. I was getting really bad osteoarthritis. I still have it. I had to lose weight. I didn't have a choice. I'm very concerned about what I put in my body. I did not want to try those weight loss injections. I just didn't want to do it. So I called my friends at Brickhouse Nutrition. They've been with me a long time. And I said, Miles, you got an option here? And he said, we do. We have this product coming out called Lean. That was years ago. The product is a huge success. We get tons of amazing feedback on it. You're looking to lose weight? Check out Lean. Visit takelean.com. Enter code THANKYOU25 for 25% off. People talk about these injections all the time. So what if you're looking to lose weight but not interested in the injections, especially when you hear about the intense, some of the intense side effects? The doctors at Brickhouse Nutrition created Lean, and the results are remarkable. I'm proof positive of it. The studied ingredients in Lean have been shown to help lower your blood sugar, help burn fat by converting it into energy, and curb your appetite and cravings so you're not as hungry. It's really that simple. But listen, Lean is not for the casual dieter. Doctors created Lean for frustrated dieters with 10 or more pounds to lose. I had about 10 more pounds to lose. Here's even better news. They're having a huge Memorial Day sale, and Lean is 25% off. 25% off. Just try it out. That's all I ask. Visit takelean.com. Enter code THANKYOU25 for 25% off. Give it a shot. That's takelean.com. Takelean.com. These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. The product's not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, prevent any disease, and it's not a substitute or alternative for care from a healthcare provider.
Hey guys, finding the perfect gift for the food lover in your life is easy, thanks to Goldbelly. Goldbelly ships America's most iconic foods straight from world-famous restaurants right to your door. So if you want to treat someone to Joe's Stone Crab from Miami, Franklin Barbecue from Texas, or desserts from famous foodies like Ina Garten or Martha Stewart, Goldbelly has you covered. Just go to goldbelly.com and for a limited time, get 20% off your first order with promo code GIFT. That's promo code GIFT.
It's Vince for Artisan Movers. As a military brat, I remember my parents stressed every time we moved, worried something would break because some movers treated our stuff like junk. It was always stressful. That's why today, whether you're moving across town or across the country, I recommend Artisan Movers, a local family-owned business founded by Mark Lewandowski. He's a proud Terp fan, having graduated from the University of Maryland and hardworking all-American guy. Mark built Artisan Movers on the vision of giving his customers honest, dependable, high-quality, stress-free moving services. Artisan Movers provides you with local and long-distance moves, storage, and even white glove service, meaning they'll pack and unpack everything in your home or office. You don't lift a finger. They'll do it all with care, professionalism, and the kind of personal touch you just don't get with the big chains. Honest, careful, and professional. That's the Artisan way. So for your next move, trust Artisan Movers. Free quotes and WMAL listener discounts are available. Call 240-600-0998. That's 240-600-0998. Or visit artisanmovers.com.
Sound familiar? At Mattress Firm, we understand there are many problems that can keep you up at night, like snoring, aches and pains, or sleeping hot. Our sleep experts have the unrivaled know-how to match you with a mattress that can help. And now at Mattress Firm, save up to $500 on Tempur-Pedic, plus get a $300 instant gift. For the great sleep you deserve, visit Mattress Firm. We make sleep easy. Restrictions apply. See store or website for details.
Thank you for calling the Bombas Comfort Line. Bombas make socks, slippers, tees, and underwear made with the highest quality materials. Press 1 for comfort, 2 for style, 3 for donation.
You chose style. Bombas is styles for whatever you enjoy. You can run in Bombas, lounge in Bombas, dress them up, dress them down, but always give back in Bombas. Because with every item purchased, another is donated. Bombas, comfort worth calling for. Go to bombas.com/audio and use code audio for 20% off your first purchase. That's BOMBAS.com and use code audio.
WMAL's Vince Colonnese, weekdays at noon on 105.9 WMAL, making sense of the news.
You see that Harvard, the faculty at Harvard, they held a vote. How democratic of them. 70% of the faculty voted to overhaul the way that Harvard issues grades. And the faculty voted 558 to 201. That's too many faculty. To cap A grades, you can't get an A, beginning in the fall of 2027. That's next year. While rejecting a companion measure that would have introduced satisfactory plus. That's like, good, not good. Amazing. Harvard faculty voted to impose a roughly 20% cap on A grades. That is to say, in fact, the headline is so ridiculous. 70% of faculty vote to overhaul Harvard grading with a cap. It says with a cap. But what they mean is a cap on the number of A's they can give out to students. So 20% of Harvard students and no more can get A's. And if any more than 20% get A's, then something's terribly wrong.
This is the Chris Plant Show.
WMAL-FM, Woodbridge, Washington, a Cumulus media station.
Making sense of the news.
News Talk 105.9. News now.
WMAL News at 11:30. I'm Scott Lynn. While we await recommendations on how to do with less money for Montgomery County Superintendent Dr. Thomas Taylor, the county's council did vote earlier this morning and approved the FY27 operating budget. MCPS will have $36 billion less to work with, and hundreds of positions could be impacted. A Reuters report says the Iranian Supreme Leader has issued a directive stating the countries enriched uranium will not leave Iran. That contradicts any path to peace for the U.S. and Israel. President Trump's plan to build that triumphal arch in D.C. is getting another look from the agency that suggested changes before it approved the concept last month. Traffic and weather next.
This report is sponsored by GAC Services, proudly serving Maryland homes.
Service you can count on when warm days arrive. Maryland homeowners count on GAC Services. Air conditioning, plumbing, electrical, and generators. Delivered with pride with 10% off all services for veterans, active military, and first responders. Proudly serving heroes, proudly serving homes. GACservices.com.
At 11:31, here's Steve Hirschhorn with the latest from the Hadid Carpet Cleaning Traffic Center.
Around the Beltway, the outer loop is pretty slow. New Hampshire Avenue around to University Boulevard. Then you slow again on the outer loop. Heading into Virginia, there's a delay that begins after Georgetown Pike down to 123 in Tyson's. Then on the outer loop, you're going to be pretty slow from Route 1 in Alexandria to the road work on the Wilson Bridge in the local lanes that's blocking the right lane there. Outer loop is also pretty heavy into a work zone that is after St. Barnabas Road along the left. Now from GarageDoorRepair.com, WMAL Weather Channel forecast.
For this afternoon, few showers, upper 60s to low 70s, maybe a PM thunderstorm. Tonight, showers, thunderstorms, 55, cooler in the suburbs. Tomorrow, showers, breezy and cool, high of only 62 degrees. Currently 66 in clouds at Reagan National. I'm Scott Lynn on News Talk 105.9 WMAL.
It's Vince for Artisan Movers. As a military brat, I remember my parents stressed every time we moved, worried something would break because some movers treated our stuff like junk. It was always stressful. That's why today, whether you're moving across town or across the country, I recommend Artisan Movers, a local family-owned business founded by Mark Lewandowski. He's a proud Terp fan, having graduated from the University of Maryland and hardworking all-American guy. Mark built Artisan Movers on the vision of giving his customers honest, dependable, high-quality, stress-free moving services. Artisan Movers provides you with local and long-distance moves, storage, and even white glove service, meaning they'll pack and unpack everything in your home or office. You don't lift a finger. They'll do it all with care, professionalism, and the kind of personal touch you just don't get with the big chains. Honest, careful, and professional. That's the Artisan way. So for your next move, trust Artisan Movers. Free quotes and WMAL listener discounts are available. Call 240-600-0998. That's 240-600-0998. Or visit artisanmovers.com.
Thumbtack presents Project Paralysis. I was cornered. Sweat gathered above my furrowed brow, and my mind was racing. I wondered who would be left standing when the droplets fell, me or the clogged sink. Drain cleaner and pipe snake clenched in my weary fist, I stepped toward the sink and then... Wait, why am I stressing? I have Thumbtack. I can easily search for a top-rated plumber, read reviews, and compare prices, all on the app. Thumbtack knows homes. Download the app today.
At University of Maryland Global Campus, we know you're no stranger to setting big goals, whether in school, at work, or in life. and you're ready for more. At UMGC, we offer the skills-based education you need to move your career forward. Learn how to apply AI, data science, and other emerging tech. Plus, gain skills in leadership and critical thinking. You've come far. Succeed again. No application fee if you apply by June 1st. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chev.
Ready to reach your weight loss goals? HIMS makes it simple. Connect with a licensed provider and, if eligible, access an affordable range of FDA-approved GLP-1 medications, including the Wegovy pill, 100% online, no insurance required. This is weight loss designed for you. Visit HIMS.com. That's HIMS.com. Weight loss by HIMS is not available in all 50 states. Wegovy is the registered trademark of Novo Nordisk AS. To get started and learn more, including important safety information, Wegovy clinical study information, and restrictions, visit HIMS.com. Is your patio, sidewalk, or driveway cracked or uneven? Have you tripped or fallen as a result? If you're worried about the liability of an uneven surface on your property, American Construction Specialties can quickly help. Don't pay the high cost to tear out and replace your sidewalk, patio, driveway, or pool deck. American Construction Specialties has an economic solution which can raise and stabilize your existing concrete at a fraction of the cost of full replacement. They're environmentally friendly structural foam. With structural foam lifting, there's no heavy equipment to cause damage to your property and no loud noises from jackhammering. Best of all, most repairs can be completed in just one day. Have your entire patio, sidewalk, or driveway safe and level again. No job is too big or small. Call American Construction Specialties now for your free estimate at 240-6655665. That's 240-6655665. Again, 240-6655665. Licensed in D.C., Maryland, and Virginia, MHIC 140530.
WMAL, making sense of mainstream media because the double standard is real. Download the WMAL app to stream us for free.
Yes, sir. A friend of mine who knows of such things just weighed in on the man in Afghanistan announcing that he's going to sell his twin daughters, his 7-year-old daughters, into sex slavery because he really wants a sandwich. He really wants a... And maybe the BBC camera crew and the reporters there, maybe they should have bought him a sandwich. Maybe say, hey, I see you're starving to death. Maybe you could have my shawarma. You could have my shawarma. Isn't that amazing? Well, my friend John spent plenty of time. He knows these things. He's been very much in the middle of it over the years. Says it's very common in Afghanistan for parents to give away their daughters or their young boys, or just to rent them to for some poppies or something. Rent the young boys the poppy farm so they can harvest crops and things like that. Give them away. Their kids are a commodity. Not uncommon in Afghanistan. Yes. Then they might return the child within a few months, and if they don't survive, then what are you going to do? Come on, time to move on. Get a sandwich. All right, let's go to Cuba, because Raul Castro, the brother of Fidel Castro, Fidel dead, and that really upset Barack Obama and the Democrats too. But Raul Castro has now been indicted. He's been indicted on crimes, because he's a mass murderer. Oh, and I saw Democrats yesterday on Capitol Hill very angry with the U.S. government for indicting Raul Castro, and a Democrat angrily pounding the table. And I was saying, what gives the United States the right to, because they murdered Americans? And the Democrats are arguing on behalf of Raul Castro. There's a statute of limitations. We can't be charging foreign leaders just because they murder thousands of their own people and then kill Americans. The brothers to the rescue, flying planes down to Cuba to help rescue people. And Raul Castro is in charge of shooting them down and killing 4 Americans. And so they got indicted. Well, Raul Castro got indicted. Barack Obama went down there and posed with Raul Castro, and posed in front of their building-sized murals of Che Guevara, another mass murderer. The left loves mass murder. They are the party of, they are the movement of mass murder. They are the murder people, honestly. But how dare you indict Raul Castro, right? And yesterday, the acting attorney general, the Democrats won't confirm anybody, because they're like communists out of Cuba, and they're the Democrat Party on Capitol Hill in Washington, D.C. Todd Blanche, I'll just call him the Attorney General, talking about the charges yesterday at a press conference on Raul Castro.
President Trump is committed to restoring a very simple but important principle. If you kill Americans, we will pursue you, no matter who you are, no matter what title you hold, and in this case, no matter how much time has passed.
Yeah, and because, commies just kill and kill and kill. And honestly, I did see Democrats on Capitol Hill yesterday on camera angrily pounding the table. How dare the United States of America? How arrogant of us. So once again, they just jump in immediately to defend communist mass murderers. And Raul Castro was big on shooting people himself. Fidel Castro, his brother, would say, we're going to kill these 4 people because they're not loyal. And Raul Castro would go out with their thugs, and they'd line them up against the wall, and Raul would shoot them and kill them. They called it execution. It was murder, and that's what communists do. And now the Democrat Party is many, not the entire party on the steps, but a bunch of elected Democrats on Capitol Hill coming out and defending the communist in Cuba, Raul Castro, and the murders, and murdered 4 Americans, Cuban Americans, and Americans they were. Pretty amazing stuff. Marco Rubio is a Cuban American himself, and he speaks Espanol, which is the Spanish word for Spanish.
In Estados Unidos, estamos listos. In the U.S., we are ready to open a new chapter in the relationship between our people and our countries. And currently, the only thing standing in the way of a better future are those who control your country.
Yeah, there's a better future, and getting rid of those that control your country. And honestly, when Cuba becomes free, there are going to be a lot of people who will be put on trial for their crimes against their own people, and the Democrat Party will be on the side of the criminals. President Trump was asked about it yesterday during one of his press conferences. I think this one was under the wing of Air Force One at Andrews, when the president was on his way to the Coast Guard Academy.
What's coming next for Cuba?
Well, we're going to see. It's a failing nation. You see that it's falling apart. We're there to help the families, the people. And again, a lot of those people are related to me in the sense that I've had such a great relationship with Cuban Americans. On a humanitarian basis, we're there to help.
We're there to help, humanitarian basis. Communism bad. Communism is slavery. Democrats, the party of slavery in America, are now the party of communism, which is slavery for the 21st century. And it was slavery in the 20th century, too. The Fox News channel in Miami, Florida, they did a story on this, as you might expect, because there are a lot of Cuban Americans in Florida and around here, too. My friend Mercedes Schlapp, Cuban American, and there are plenty of Cuban Americans around here. There are, and they're great Americans. They fled communism, and they came here, and boy, their families know the difference, and Democrats don't. Fox News Miami on Cubans and President Trump and how Cuban Americans in Florida are responding to the efforts to liberate, to free Cuba, where the Democrats have long been on the side of the communists.
In Estados Unidos, estamos listos. In the U.S., we are ready to open a new chapter in the relationship between our people and our countries. And currently, the only thing standing in the way of a better future are those who control your country.
Today is we're going to do Spanish lessons for because Barack Obama wants us all to speak Spanish, being the communist that he is, and anti-American that he is, and racist and anti-Semite that he is, and all that stuff. He wants us all to. And it's en los Estados Unidos. And Marco Rubio started his soundbite with en los Estados Unidos. That's the Estados. That's the states. Unidos, united. So that's backward. So they got it backward. The states united. It's the Estados Unidos. It should be Unidos Estados. But, we should just say United States. That'd be a lot better, I think. But the Cubans, very excited. After all these years, a lot of people came to the United States as kids with their families fleeing the communists and all that. And then Cuban man being interviewed on the street in Miami, a Cuban American man being interviewed on the street. President Trump doing what he can for Cubans and to liberate the communist slave ship that is communist Cuba.
The Trump administration is the only government that has given us hope and possibly an opportunity to return to the old country.
to possibly an opportunity to return to the old country. And well, your family roots are there. You undoubtedly have family members there. Your parents or whoever the original people that were able to flee Cuba, they have neighbors and friends, and their neighbors, their old neighbors and friends in Cuba are envious of those that were able to escape to the United States, of course, for freedom. And the Democrats are not on our side. They're on the side of the communists. Another Cuban man in Miami.
It was long overdue for our community, and I think it's about time justice is served.
About time justice is served. And this morning I was watching on the Fox News channel. They invited a man on who's a Cuban American who came here with his family as a boy. I think he was 12 years old when he came. New York City, he's running for controller. It's spelled comptroller, but controller. He's running for controller in New York City. His name is Joseph Hernandez. Joseph Hernandez. And I like the little accent there. In Nicaragua, en los Estados Unidos. But Joseph Hernandez, he was able to flee the communists as a kid with his family. Now he's pro-American because he's not a Democrat, and he's running as a Republican for controller in New York City, and all the money and all that stuff. And he knows exactly what's going on. He is Joseph Hernandez.
It's ironic that socialism and communism it's in the final days of its life in Cuba, and yet we're seeing it give birth in New York City and in New York, which is the reason we're running for this particular office. It's ironic that quickly we forget the history and the evils of communism, because communism at the end of the day is an evil ideology. It's killed over 100 million people. I always like to compare communism and capitalism. Capitalism has brought 1 billion people out of poverty. Communism has killed 100 million people, and we forget that. History is forgotten so quickly, and we need to be reminded of that daily.
Well, and the reason that I haven't forgotten it, and Joseph Hernandez has not forgotten it, and Mercedes Schlapp has not forgotten it, and Marco Rubio has not forgotten it, and those men on the street in Miami have not forgotten it. And the left has untaught the horrors of communism. They never really emphasized it in the world of education. But like the invading army that they are, the Communist Democrat Party, taking over the teachers' unions and academia at the highest levels from the Harvard University on down. And they just stopped teaching the horrors of communism because they knew they were going to get back to selling it again pretty soon. And they watered it down and called it socialism. But keep in mind that Lenin's line was the purpose of the goal of socialism is communism. And the goal of communism is to enslave all of you and all of us and to brutalize everyone, steal everything, and eventually kill everyone, because it's what communists have been doing for more than 100 years now, the Bolshevik Revolution, 1917. And he talks about the irony. And as communism is hopefully dying in Cuba, although the Iranians and the Russians just sent 300 or more attack drones to Cuba that they're designed to attack the United States, America, and kill people here. And the Democrats applaud that because they believe in independence for everybody that will murder your children, but not for us. Amazing stuff. And Joseph Hernandez, New York, running for controller there.
It turns my stomach to hear these people talk about collectivism and the warmth of collectivism. Again, socialism has killed so many human beings, has destroyed so many lives. I mean, the Cuban American community and the Venezuelans, we understand this firsthand. We've lived through the evilness of socialism and communism, and America's fought against this ideology for a very long period of time, and it's just sad and unfortunate that it's creeping into our society. And those of us that have experienced it, we're standing up and we're saying we're not going to accept that ideology here in America.
That's seems like a good idea. I'm with him. I would vote for him if I were in New York. But they just, as he pointed out, they just elected a communist who's a jihadi in New York City to be the mayor, Zoran Kwame Mamdani. Just amazing stuff. Just appalling people. Yes, they are. All right, Michael, let's go to the telephones. I said there are so many calls that I'd like to go to that are getting my attention here. And I don't say I think I want to go to line one to Mike calling from Gainesville, because this is very much out of the blue, but I'm looking at the big board. Mike, you're on the Chris Plant Show.
Gainesville isn't out of the blue.
Well, the topic on the big board, the subject on the big board. Although I did mention Peter Arnett on the radio in the last couple of days, I recall.
That's right. Yes, you did, and that stoked my curiosity. Did Peter Arnett ever mention how he got his interview with Osama bin Laden 6 months before 9/11?
How he got that was the CNN interview, right? That was the Peter Arnett CNN interview.
Yeah. With a camera crew in the cave.
Yeah. I remember it. I ever mentioned how he got it? I remember there's let me see, are you talking about the satellite phone?
I don't remember the satellite phone being involved, but I was pretty sure he was in the cave with Osama and his camera crew talking to him, and it was sort of an issue at the time. The CIA was looking for Osama bin Laden but couldn't find him, but somehow Peter Arnett got connected with him and got to meet him in person in his hiding spot, wherever it was, allegedly. But Arnett never volunteered that sort of story to you?
No, I can't say. I'm racking my brain to remember, because I knew the producer, Peter Bergen, who went there with him. We share a birthday, Peter Bergen and I. And Peter Arnett and I worked together some and had beers together a bunch. And he's a fascinating New Zealander, and his Vietnam War he's notorious for, and all of that stuff. But why don't you go ahead and say, and then maybe you'll refresh my memory.
Who, me?
Yeah.
What am I supposed to?
I thought you were on the big board here. It says that you're calling about the Bin Laden interview that Peter Arnett.
Right. So on the morning of 9/11, when the plane hit the Pentagon and you were there, did you immediately think about Peter Arnett having spoken with Osama bin Laden?
Well, probably not, because it was there. I think ABC also did an interview with bin Laden. I think CNN was they went up into the caves. I remember talking to Peter Bergen about it, and being taken kind of blindfolded in the back of a van to go to the cave where bin Laden was to do the interview with him. And again, before 9/11, but after other terrorist attacks. And it was, sort of Peter Arnett's story, the story of his journalistic life. And I gotta tell you, at the time, Mike, getting that interview with bin Laden was a huge deal for any news organization, wasn't it?
Yes, that's back when he was called Usama with a U rather than Osama. It was UBL, and then he became OBL somehow. I don't know how he changed his name reference. It's sort of a strange story in and of itself, with Al Qaeda being part of the CIA and that whole rabbit hole we go down with the 9/11 issue. But it's just interesting that I heard yesterday, I think it was yesterday, you mentioned Peter Arnett sort of was like a drinking buddy. It was good to have stories relayed over a beer or two, and he was never mentioned that one.
Yeah, you got it. I am racking my brain, and again, Peter Bergen, the producer on that, went with him to the cave in Afghanistan to do the interview, and it was a big deal, not just for CNN at the time, but for all the news organizations. Like, wow, CNN got an interview in a cave with bin Laden and all that stuff, and it was a big deal, and it didn't change anything, of course. And there was a story. What was I think ABC News went up there after, and I maybe I shouldn't talk before checking this, but I think they were asked to bring batteries to bin Laden for his satellite phone, and ABC, if I remember correctly, ABC brought at the request of bin Laden and the Al Qaeda people, brought batteries for his satellite phone so they could continue to conspire against us. Your phone dropped out to almost nothing. Hey, listen, it is, the news businesses can be a crazy business. And you want to get the Al Capone interview, you want to get and the Vault, Geraldo Rivera, and you want to get the bin Laden interview. You do. They're the biggest newsmakers in the world. You want the interview. And if you're willing to go into the mountains of Afghanistan and go into the cave to interview them blindfolded while you're going there, that's an interesting day at work if you're a news person. There's no doubt about it. And you might get your head chopped off too. So that keeps it interesting. But I got to tell you, Mike, now you've gotten me curious again. I'm going to have to, and maybe I'll make a phone call, see what I can to refresh my memory on that. But thank you, Mike. Look, that's the excitement of the news business. Crazy places, crazy things. You know, I used to think that a mattress was just another piece of furniture until GhostBed sent me one of their mattresses to try. They bring mattresses into the 21st century at long last because GhostBed doesn't build mattresses like they're just another piece of furniture. They build engineered sleep systems. These beds are designed to help with relief and physical recovery. And it's not just about looks in the showroom. It's not all fluff. Your body should be healing while you sleep, not fighting for comfort and flailing about all over the place. I noticed the difference right away with, listen, so if you're waking up stiff, you're tossing and turning all night, you're sleeping hot, maybe you're taking pain pills before you ever go to bed, hoping tonight will be different somehow. That's not normal aging. That's not normal sleeping. It could be your mattress yelling at you, telling you to do something about it. And here's another great thing about the GhostBed. You get 101 nights to try it at home. And if you don't feel the difference, you can send it back risk-free. GhostBed is offering my audience their lowest prices of the season, plus an extra 10% off for you because we hang out together. All you have to do is go to ghostbed.com/plant and use the promo code PLANT. That's PLANT twice. Ghostbed.com/plant and use the promo code PLANTE. There it is now. Yeah, there it is, and I run up the clock on myself. I keep doing that to myself, don't I? But we are still here. There's more to go. Which one will we get to? So many crazy Democrat stories.
You're listening to The Chris Plant Show. News Talk 105.9 WMAL, making sense of the news.
It's Vince for Artisan Movers. As a military brat, I remember my parents stressed every time we moved, worried something would break because some movers treated our stuff like junk. It was always stressful. That's why today, whether you're moving across town or across the country, I recommend Artisan Movers, a local family-owned business founded by Mark Lewandowski. He's a proud Terp fan, having graduated from the University of Maryland and hardworking all-American guy. Mark built Artisan Movers on the vision of giving his customers honest, dependable, high-quality, stress-free moving services. Artisan Movers provides you with local and long-distance moves, storage, and even white glove service, meaning they'll pack and unpack everything in your home or office. You don't lift a finger. They'll do it all with care, professionalism, and the kind of personal touch you just don't get with the big chains. Honest, careful, and professional. That's the Artisan way. So for your next move, trust Artisan Movers. Free quotes and WMAL listener discounts are available. Call 240-600-0998. That's 240-600-0998. Or visit artisanmovers.com.
If the world were like a Sleep Number mattress, everything would adapt for your comfort. Because as your life changes and your body changes, Sleep Number mattresses adapt and shift to give you personalized comfort night after night. And now everything's on sale during our Memorial Day event. Save up to $1,200 on mattresses, plus free delivery when you add a base. Ends Monday. To experience a whole new world of comfort, visit a Sleep Number store or go to sleepnumber.com. Sleep Number, to a good life sleep.
With Verbo's last-minute deals, you can save over $50 on your spring getaway. So whether it's a mountain escape, city break, or a week at the beach, there's still time to get great discounts. Book your next stay now. Average savings $72. Select homes only.
Spectrum TV makes sports easy, so I never miss. Never miss a homer. Never miss a home field hat trick. Never miss a goal line stand, inches from the end zone. Never miss an end-to-end, tic-tac-toe, top-shelf snipe. Never miss a downtown buzzer beater for the championship win. Get your favorite streaming apps included at no extra cost with Live TV. It's one plan, one price, one place for all your sports. For details, visit SpectrumTV.com.
Out on the road, it's nice to have a partner who can help you make the most of your journey. A partner like the Love's Rewards app. With Love's Rewards along for the ride, you earn points on food, fuel, drinks, and more every time you scan. Then you can spend those points at Love's just like cash. Every stop is even more rewarding. Download the app today and watch the points roll in mile after mile. Love's Rewards. Save and earn at every turn. Terms apply. See website for details.
You may have noticed over the past few years, especially after I went through the whole, battle for health and everything, I had to lose some weight. I was getting really bad osteoarthritis. I still have it. I had to lose weight. I didn't have a choice. I'm very concerned about what I put in my body. I did not want to try those weight loss injections. I just didn't want to do it. So I called my friends at Brickhouse Nutrition. They've been with me a long time. And I said, Miles, you got an option here? And he said, we do. We have this product coming out called Lean. That was years ago. The product is a huge success. We get tons of amazing feedback on it. You're looking to lose weight, check out Lean. Visit takelean.com, enter code THANKYOU25 for 25% off. People talk about these injections all the time. So what if you're looking to lose weight but not interested in the injections, especially when you hear about the some of the intense side effects? The doctors at Brickhouse Nutrition created Lean, and the results are remarkable. I'm proof positive of it. The studied ingredients in Lean have been shown to help lower your blood sugar, help burn fat by converting it into energy, and curb your appetite and cravings so you're not as hungry. It's really that simple. But listen, Lean is not for the casual dieter. Doctors created Lean for frustrated dieters with 10 or more pounds to lose. I had about 10 more pounds to lose. Here's even better news. They're having a huge Memorial Day sale, and Lean is 25% off. 25% off. Just try it out. That's all I ask. Visit takelean.com. Enter code THANKYOU25 for 25% off. Give it a shot. That's takelean.com. Takelean.com. These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. The product's not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. And it's not a substitute or alternative for care from a healthcare provider.
Earn an accredited MBA in as few as 16 months for about $21K at University of Maryland Global Campus. Explore 10 specializations, including finance, HR.
All right. Thanks for coming, enjoying the show. I appreciate the comments, good, bad, or indifferent. Gotti's live. Wiggin and his girlfriend are in Times Square crying along with the others. Let's see, what time is it? Yeah. Dougie might be getting close to Albany. He's probably close to Albany by now. It's a couple hour drive to get to Utica from here. Terry B is so bothered.